It's time for Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Come On In, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Welcome into all of our listeners tuning in early for the Rich Rebels versus the Wendover Wildcats, our first of two games today, our final doubleheader of the weekend. Thank you for tuning into the pregame show brought to you by the Ellingford brothers. As I said, the Rebels looking to take on the Wendover Wildcats for the second time this year, this time at home. And we'll have it right here for you online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM. We'll go to a quick break when we come back. Our final Where Are They Now segment with Coach Tristan Argyle. So tune in for that, and we'll be back after this.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for two reasons. One, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and two, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Coach, we'll finish up this interview now. Thanks for taking the time. We've talked about your days at Rich High School and your coaching career now. Very successful so far, early on with the cheerleading. What is going on in your personal life with your family? Give our listeners a little summary of your family.
So I am married to Chris Argyle, and we have 3 little boys. I guess not so little. Our oldest is 11 now, but Cole, Walker, and Timber.
Tristan, talk about how you grew up here, you went to school here in the Rich School District. What's it like now to have your own kids going through this same school district and hearing the stories they have to tell and being able to have them participate in the things that you did growing up?
It's such a good feeling. I love the small town feel, and I love knowing how much my kids' teachers care about them and care about all their students. And it's something that both Chris and I, have loved about this county is how small it is and how close everybody is. And so I love that for my kids.
And so what does your husband do? What does his day-to-day look like?
He's a rancher. We have a ranch here in Randolph, and then we also lease one out in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And so he's out in Rock Springs a lot, and he kind of bounces back and forth between the two places.
Well, Tristan, I always like to finish up these interviews with, we'll kind of go back to your school days in Rich. Is there a teacher that comes to mind of one that had a positive impact on your life that you'd like to give a shout out to finish things up here?
Yeah, there was a lot that really did a lot for me, but Mrs. White, I have to really shout her out. She helped me through a lot with college classes and just was always there whenever I needed help on anything, whether it was school or life, or she was always great for me.
Were you able to earn your associate's degree in high school?
Yes, I did.
So how has that impacted your life? Even if you're coaching, cheerleading, you're able to be a stay-at-home mom, but what did that do to impact you still today, being able to earn your associate's degree in high school?
I think doing that in high school, like you realize, a lot of work goes into it and you learn how to work hard for something. Sure, I was 2 years ahead and kind of on the path that I wanted to be. And now, it's something I still have, even if I'm not using it right now, I can still have it to fall back on if I ever need to. And I think it's a good thing.
And that's exactly what I was hinting at. It's just a great thing that even, if something were to happen, it's always nice to have that degree to, like you say, fall back on and use if needed for your family. Coach, thanks for taking the time to chat with me. And once again, congrats on the second straight state championship. Is there one last thing you'd like people to know about your girls, your cheerleaders? Often they're in the background doing a great job leading cheers, things like that. But obviously there's even more to it than that. Is there one last thing you'd like to give credit to for your team?
This group of girls, they are so hardworking, and there's a lot that as coaches, we throw at them being like, well, hopefully they can do it. And they never once have let us down. Even if it seems really daunting, they're always willing to try, and they work so hard and always have just the most positive attitudes about it and are willing to do anything we ever ask of them.
Well, that's a great shout out, and good luck this week also, Coach. I know that it's the much anticipated little girls cheerleading week, so you're going to be very busy. And that was another question I wanted to end with. Your sister Lindsay, who's my wife, we were talking about it. Cheerleading is very unique in that, you guys win a state championship. Everything kind of culminates with that, all your practices, everything. But you're unique in that you still have a season to go. You still have about a month left of cheering for wrestling and basketball. What's that like to hit that very top ambition of taking state, but then you still have practice Monday? That's a very unique thing.
Yes, it is. It's very different than any other sport. And it is, sometimes it can be hard because you come off this huge high of competing and winning this year. And then, you're not done. You're still going. And so it's helpful. We have little girls this week, which keeps us super busy. And my girls love doing it. And all the little girls love doing it. So it helps a lot. And then, we have wrestling state the next week. And then we have a break. And then we have basketball state. But it helps. We've got some, new dances to do. We're hoping to get some new stunts going. So it helps because we still have new things to work on. So that helps keep them motivated and keep it exciting.
Well, that's awesome. And Coach, you're doing a great job. And congrats again. And thanks for taking time out of your day to chat with me.
Yep. Thank you.
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Hazel Scott, freshman, guard.
My name is Cass Argyle. I'm a senior and I play shooting guard.
I'm Paige Smith. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Corey Stacy. I'm a freshman and I play shooting guard.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm a sophomore and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Kira Jolly. I'm a senior and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Molly Weston. I'm a sophomore and I'm a point guard.
I'm Ryan Smoot. I'm a freshman and I play post.
I'm Kara Hoffman. I'm a freshman and I play post.
I'm Lacey McKinnon. I'm a sophomore and I play guard.
My name's Dottie Morris. I'm a sophomore and I play post.
My name is Brinley Hatch. I'm a senior and I play post.
I'm Lila Taylor. I'm a sophomore and I play post.
My name is Emery Thornock. I am a freshman and I am a guard.
My name is Ryan Latham. I am a sophomore and I play as a guard.
I'm Brooke Crompton. I am a junior and I am a post.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a sophomore and I'm a post.
Welcome back. We just had the national anthem here, sung by Jasmine Ennis, a senior who will be honored later today along with the rest of the senior cheerleaders and band members. But Rob, quickly go over some keys of the game for us as we are just getting ready to get things started here.
Well, it's been clear back from December 7th when these two teams met at the beginning of the season, Bradley, and Rich won that one 68-19. So Wildcats are 2-15. Rich is 15-2, so on paper this is not going to be a huge matchup. Probably a good indicator. Wendover played Tabiona last week, lost 25-55. But I'd like to see a quick start. We didn't get that much last night, so I'd like to see that tonight. Balance of the inside-outside game, and I want to see a little polish on the passes. I don't think you should see any turnovers out of the Lady Rebels if they're focused tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely going to be one of the situations that the Rebels just want to get out here quick and take care of business. You never know with these early Saturday games with slow starts and whatnot, but I agree with you. Rebels just need to have a quick start, get out there and have a clean game, let the JV come in and get some quality reps as well. And a reminder that this is a game 1 of 2 today. As far as on paper, like you say, the boys' game looking to be a lot more competitive than this girls' game should be, but we'll see what we have in store for us as we are just getting ready for tip-off. The starters for today's game for the Rebels, we have got Pugmire, Weston, Argyle, Hatch, and Smith. And we are just getting ready to roll here. Pugmire to tip, and she's going against number 15, Millie Hicks, junior from Wendover. That tip is up, and that is tipped over quickly to Weston. Weston's initial pass tipped, but the Rebels able to keep possession of it with Hatch being able to regain that. And the Rebels working it around the perimeter to look for that first score today. Weston's pass tipped again, but into the hands of Argyle, and then over to Smith. Smith for 3. I believe that was tipped and falls short, and this time Wendover able to get that rebound and take it the other way. Hicks gets it over to Alvarez. Alvarez to Du Bois on the elbow. She's going to get double teamed and fouled by Smith. She goes to the ground, so that'll be the first foul for the Rebels. Obviously, first individual foul for Page as well. So I do know on this number 24, Natalie Alvarez, that was the one that Coach Lundgren gave credit to scouting-wise before they played the first time around. Alvarez looking to inbound. She does get it into Hicks. Hicks back over to Du Bois. Alvarez is going to try for a deep 3. That's off the back iron. Du Bois and Hatch battling for the rebound. That will go off of Hatch's hand and will remain in possession of the Wildcats as Alvarez takes it underneath. She is looking and finally gets it into Hernandez. Hernandez enters it into Hicks. Back over to Du Bois. She thinks about a 3, but keeps going around the perimeter. Alvarez, a nice head fake and drive, but no good. Nice rebound there by Cass Argyle. She's going to take it across midcourt and gets it to Weston. Weston, one more pass over to Smith. Smith drives in, passes to Argyle, and then to Weston. Weston has it up top. She's going to take a 3, and that is good. So nice three-pointer to start things off for Weston. And
referee's just moving the cheerleaders down a little bit from the baseline. Oh, the net's caught.
Yeah, the net was caught after that 3 from Weston, and the ref's able to get it untangled.
Alvarez probably stands about 4'10", and she's jumping to try to see if she can bring that down. She's going to be there a while.
She definitely has the funny personality of her brother, who's the head coach, Manny Alvarez, from what I'm told. And Alvarez kicks it around to Hicks on the left wing. She turns and fires, and no good, but rebounded by Stewart. Stewart keeps this one alive. Hicks is going to try for 3, and that one's no good, off the front iron. Pugmire gets it. She tries to get over to Weston, but right through her fingertips and out of bounds. So Alvarez will inbound the ball here back into Hicks. So 3-0 early on here in the first quarter in favor of the Rebels. DuBois has it in the corner and passes to Hicks up top. Hicks drives with her left hand into the key and kicks it back out to Alvarez. Alvarez enters it into DuBois, who has a good post position. She turns and fires, no good. And Hatch initially ends up with the ball. She's battling with the boys for it. Ends up with it. The Rebels now have numbers. Weston gets it to Smith. Smith into Pugmire. Pugmire gets collapsed down upon by the Wildcats. And back working on the perimeter. Weston for her second three of the night, and that is good. Molly Weston with the first 6 points for the Rebels with 2 threes as Alvarez brings it back across half court. And she'll get over to DuBois, who tries for three, and that rims out. Rebounded by Smith, and Smith looking ahead. She gets it to Cass. And Cass will kick it back out. Smith looks to enter into Hatch, and that's off the fingertips. Good look there by Page, just a little bit high and off the fingertips of Hatch.
Trying in that inside-outside game. So far we've got the 2 threes from outside, looking for those points in the paint.
Yep, you want a good balance there, so I like that attempted pass there by Smith. Ball is entered into Hicks. She turns and she'll kick it back out over to DuBois, and DuBois for another three attempt, and that one just rims out. Touched every part of the rim, but rebounded by Hernandez, but thrown away and into the hands of Weston. She takes it back across. She finds Smith on the right wing. Rebels working it around the perimeter once again. Weston has it up top, back to Argyle. Argyle feeds it into Hatch and then back out to Argyle. So the Wildcats are in a zone, and the Rebels just trying to get some movement up from that zone, and they missed shot, ends up back with Smith, and then another missed shot, rebounded by DuBois going the other way. Still 6-0 with 4:28 to go in the first quarter. So shot attempt no good. That was from Stewart from the elbow and rebounded by Pugmire. She gets it ahead to Argyle. Argyle keeps it alive. Weston kicks it back to Argyle in the corner, and Argyle hits. So good day so far from the perimeter, Rob, for the Rebels, as 3 straight threes so far. Bring the score 9-0 as Argyle hits that third one. Hicks enters it in to Hernandez. Hernandez kicks it out to Alvarez. Alvarez for the corner three, and that is no good. Tipped back inside for the Wildcats, but unfortunately for them, into the hands of Pugmire. Pugmire tries to finish at the rim on the other side on the fast break, and that is tipped away out of her hands and out of bounds by the Wildcats. So into the game for the Rebels, Lacey McKinnon and Akira Jolly in for Paige Smith and Brindley Hatch. Kira tries to get it in to McKinnon, but that is tipped away and stolen from the Wildcats. Stewart had a wide open look underneath, but she kicks it back out to Hicks. Hicks tries for three, and that is no good. Outlet pass out to Weston, and Weston's going to go all the way. That is blocked, but into the hands of Pugmire, who finishes. So we get our first 2-pointer of the game with that putback from Pugmire, giving the Rebels an 11-0 lead here early on in the game. Hicks passes to Alvarez up top. Alvarez is going to dribble to her right and hand to Hernandez. Hernandez back to Hicks up top, who finds Alvarez in the corner. Alvarez drives, being pressured by Molly. She goes down, but able to keep it alive and get it over to Hicks. And Hicks able to give the Wildcats their first score of the game, make that 11-2. Jolly has it on the left wing now on the other end. Passes over to Weston. Weston back to Jolly, and she cuts through back over to the corner. Entry pass from Jolly to Pugmire is tipped away and stolen away as Hicks takes it the other direction. Hernandez gets it inside, and she's going to kick that back out to DuBois. DuBois tries for three, and that banks in.
Banks open on a Saturday.
She must have a handful of threes. I mean, she's attempted a few already today, so she's comfortable shooting them. Weston passes it over to Jolly. Jolly back to Weston. Argyle has it on the right wing. She's going to shoot. And that one rims off the back and no good. Rebounded by Hernandez. And she'll get it over to Alvarez on the outlet pass as she crosses half court. We're just under 2 minutes to go here in the first. 11-5 in favor of the Rebels. Weston tips that away from Alvarez. She's going to go all the way back to the hole and does not finish on the layup. In my opinion, one of the hardest shots in basketball, Rob, the wide open layup. As that is missed and rebounded and taken the other way by Wendover.
And they're going to give a foul to Cass Argyle on that one as well. Rebound goes.
I don't think Wendover knows it yet. They don't think they have the ball again. But there we go.
Cora Stewart, number 21 for the Wildcats, gets the rebound.
Ball is inbound to Alvarez, and she passes to Hernandez. Over to Hicks, who tries to drive in, but good defense there by Dottie Morse. Alvarez has it up top. Passes to Ramirez. Ramirez drives baseline, being defended by McKinnon, and that is off of her own foot, out of bounds. So good news for Wendover, Rob. They have scored more points than they did in the first half alone last time these two teams met. So as you said, definitely some improvement for them since we saw them in the very first game of the season. Weston thinks about the three and then kicks it off to Jolly, and Jolly puts up the three, and that just bounces out. Rebounded by Paige Smith, and she's going to go to the line to shoot two on that attempted putback.
Paige's second offensive board in the first quarter.
So Paige is going to go to the line to put two up here. Her first one is up and good. Now 12-5 in favor of the Rebels.
Paige shooting 69% from the free throw line, and that'll boost that a little bit.
13-5 now. Rebels up with 1:09 to go in the first quarter. Alvarez brings it across half court. Hicks over to Ramirez and then to Alvarez. Hicks does drive in, and they're going to call foul. She had a made floater there, but the foul's going to come before the shot.
Going to be on Dottie Morse, her first, third on the Rebels in the quarter.
So the inbound is kicked, and so they're going to redo that.
Got a timeout for the Wildcats.
Coach Alvarez wants to take a timeout. We'll go to break as well. Score 13-5 for the Rebels against the Wendover Wildcats. We'll take a quick break and be back online at mylocalradio.com and listening at 98.3 KDQ FM.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
So, Rob, do you want to give us a quick recap of what we've seen so far here throughout most of the first quarter?
Well, the Rebels, we wanted a quick start, and they've hit 3 threes. That's what pushed the lead. They didn't get that first field goal from inside the arc until about a minute to go to the first quarter. Rebels dominating on the boards, but they've had 5 or 4 turnovers already.
Ball is inbounded to Alvarez on the left wing. She tries to go inside and will kick it back out to Ramirez. Back to Alvarez and then to Hicks. 26 on the shot clock, 47 on the game clock. Hicks gets it over to Alvarez. Alvarez for the long three, no good, but rebounded by DuBois. She almost gets the reverse layup, gets her own layup, and she gets fouled, so she's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Foul is going to be on Bray Pugmire, her first, I believe.
Team fourth, so nearly in the bonus.
And the first free throws for Wendover in the game.
And that first one is off the mark. No good for DuBois. Into the game for the Rebels. Brinley Hatch back in for Bray Pugmire. DuBois' second is up and off the back iron again. Rebounded there by Paige Smith. She gets across half court quickly. Passes to Weston. Weston over to Jolly. Jolly tries to get that one into Hatch, but that's tipped away and stolen, taken the other way. Alvarez gets it across half court. She gets it into the key and tries for a long two-pointer. No good, but rebounded and put back by Du Bois.
Her third offensive board already in the first quarter, Bradley.
So 6-point game here with 7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Weston's going to put one up at the buzzer, and that just rims out, and that'll be it. So that ends the first quarter, Rob, with the score, Rich 13, Wendover 7. So more competitive than was advertised, which makes for good radio, and so we're all right with that for right now. And we'll be back after this. Thanks for listening in on mylocalradio.com and at 98.3 KDQ FM.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about 3 things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for 2 reasons. 1, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We are back here for the start of the second quarter with the Rebels up 6 against the Wendover Wildcats. And the ball is quickly inbounded by Wendover. Had a good look inside the key, but that is missed and rebounded by McKinnon. And McKinnon, a great job getting to the other end and dishing it off to Pugmire, but Pugmire not able to finish at the rim. And Hicks does get the rebound and gets up to Du Bois and then to Alvarez as they cross half court. Alvarez dribbles to her left. And Rob, did you see on the score? I assume that this Wendover team played Manila last night. Did you happen to see a score? I know that the boys played, but they didn't have one posted. Okay. So Paige Smith gets a steal and takes it the other direction. She gets fouled at the basket. And so Paige will make her second trip to the line this half.
She was perfect on the first trip, and the foul goes to number 5, Samantha Ramirez. She's a sophomore.
That is her first foul and first team foul for Wendover. Paige's foul shot is up and good. Cass Argyle back into the game. She comes in for McKinnon. And so back to the original starting lineup for the Rebels here early on in the second quarter. Rebels now up 7. Paige's second is up and just bounces off the back iron. Rebounded by Du Bois. Heading the other direction. Rebels now in a half-court press, full court press rather, and it proves effective as Alvarez bounces that one out of bounds. So it'll go back to the Rebels as Pugmire enters it into Weston. Weston passes over to Smith. Over to Argyle. Argyle enters it into Smith. Smith gets a shot off right in the middle of the key, but that is no good. Rebounded by Hatch, but it's taken away by Alvarez. She's going to head the other way. And she will hand off to Ramirez. Ramirez back to Alvarez. She goes to the left iron, enters it into Du Bois. Du Bois looking to score, and that is no good. Good defense there by Bray, but rebounded by Hernandez. She keeps it alive by getting it out to Alvarez. Alvarez enters it into Hernandez. Hernandez kicks it back out. And they're going to get a foul here. And there's an injury for Wendover. That's number 21, Cora Stewart.
She went down, and I'm not sure if that wasn't just a kind referee calling a foul to stop play. So foul's going to go on Cass Argyle. Yeah. Does reset the shot clock.
And Kira Jolly's going to come in as well for
that's Cass's second foul.
Cass, yep. Alvarez inbounds to Hicks right at the top of the key, and Hicks will pass back to Alvarez on the right wing. Hicks gets the ball back and will dribble to her left. Kicks it back up to Ramirez and then to Alvarez. Back to Hicks on the left wing. 16 on the shot clock as Wendover working around the perimeter. Ramirez over to Hicks. Hicks drives with the left hand and finish. Coach Alvarez says, see what happens when you shoot. He's wanting his girls to put up more shots as they are keeping this a close one here midway through the second. Weston's three-pointer is no good. Rebound by Du Bois, heading the other way. Ramirez tries to get to the basket. Nice dish there over to Hicks, but no good. Rebounded by Jolly, and Jolly gets it ahead to Weston. Weston on the right wing. She passes to Jolly. Jolly passes to Pugmire and then out to Smith. Smith drives to the hole, and that is off the back iron. Rebounded by Pugmire, then to Smith, and then to Weston. Pugmire been big on the boards. Whenever she gets it, she's just too far underneath and has had to feed it back to the outside.
Yeah, Wendover's crunched that paint pretty hard.
Smith for three, and that is good. Nice three-pointer there for Page to make the score 17-9. Good ball movement by the Rebels to keep that possession alive. Alvarez weaving through defenders and finds an open man underneath. That was impressive. She gets through, and that was a nice finish by Alicia Hernandez underneath, making the score 17-11 with 4:40 to go in the second. Hatch has it on the baseline. She pump fakes and puts up a shot, and that is no good. So, Rob, I'm going to guess that our field goal percentage is not good so far in this first half. We've had quite a few missed baskets. Du Bois for three, and that is no good. Rebounded by Hatch and handed to Weston. Weston gets it to Pugmire up ahead, and that is good. Good finish for Bray. Good find by Molly Weston up ahead of her. Alvarez now has it again, gets it across to Ramirez, and then back to Alvarez. Alvarez, the long three, and that is no good. Weston now with the ball. She's weaving through defenders this time, and she kicks it out to Jolly. Jolly to Hatch, and Hatch to Smith. Smith enters into Pugmire. So good ball movement again by the Rebels. Skip pass over to Smith for three, and that is no good, and that'll go out of bounds. Rob, from what I'm seeing from the Rebel offense, most of them are open. They're kind of deciding who wants to take the shot.
Yeah, Kira was wide open on that three. Could have easily pulled the trigger on that one.
It does have to be a bit of a adjustment when you find yourself open almost every time if you want to be the one to shoot it again. Ball is inbound to Hicks and then back to Alvarez. Alvarez gets it ahead to Ramirez. Ramirez finds Du Bois up ahead, and Du Bois tries to finish. No good. Rebound and put back to Hicks, and that is blocked by Pugmire. Into the hands of Weston, but then stolen away by Alvarez, and she's going to finish at the basket. Coach Alvarez wants to take a timeout. He's got to be happy with his team's performance so far in this first half. Down only 6-2, the number one ranked Rebels. 3:25 to go in the second. We'll be back after this. Thanks for tuning in to My Local Radio and 98.3 KDQ FM.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
And so Hicks' second foul shot is up and just rims out. Rebounded by Dottie Morse, who just came in for Paige Smith after getting her second foul. Weston dribbles to her right, hands to McKinnon. McKinnon back to Weston on the right wing. Weston finds Pugmire for 3, and that is off the mark and rebounded by Hernandez. And here come the Wildcats the other way once again. Hicks picks it up and gives to Du Bois. Du Bois thinks about 3, but good closeout defense from Morse. Back to Alvarez over on the left wing. Alvarez puts it up, and that just rims out and tipped out of bounds by Pugmire. So the Wildcats will get the ball back with a reset shot clock with 2:11 to go in the first half.
Bray trying to hold her defender off with the one hand and had the rebound in the other hand and went out of bounds. 3-point by Du Bois is no good, but
another rebound for
Alvarez with the rebound.
This time Hicks puts up a 3-pointer, no good. And Lacey McKinnon battling for the rebound. They're going to get a jump ball that'll get the ball back to the Rebels. So Pugmire enters the ball into Weston. Weston walks it across with 1:52 here in the first half. Argyle passes to Pugmire. Pugmire, great entry pass to McKinnon, but shot is no good. Attempted rebound by Morse, but she dribbled it out of bounds, and so the ball will be given back to Wendover, who has made this a plenty competitive game here in the first half.
Yeah, seeing they only scored 19 points in the first matchup. 13 already is progress.
Well, the Rebels not scoring nearly as many as they did the first time. I believe they were like at 40 or 41 in the first half last time. So you got to give kudos to the Wildcats for showing up and making this a competitive game today. Hicks is going to take a long 2 there, off the mark and out of bounds. The Rebels will get the ball back.
We should mention, Bradley, this is the third game in 3 nights for the Lady Rebels after having North Summit on Thursday night.
Yep, that's a great point. Weston passes over to Argyle, then over to McKinnon. Back to Weston. Pugmire now has it on the elbow, and she's going to shoot, and no good. And Rob, once again, just to tell you, man, it just seems like the energy is low for the Rebels right now with these missed shots. Hicks dribbles to her left, gets it back to Du Bois for 3. Du Bois, a step back 3. I was going to say, it looked good from where we were sitting, and that does fall. Rob, we got a 3-point game here with under a minute to go in the first half. Argyle's going to take a 3 on the other end, and it just rims out and rebounded by Hicks and passed out to Alvarez, and Alvarez gets it across. Pressured by Weston, and Weston steals it away. She's going to go for the layup, and this time able to finish at the basket. 21-16 now with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Ramirez passes over to Alvarez. Alvarez dribbles to her right, a long 2, and that is good. Good shot there from Natalie Alvarez with 5 seconds to go. Weston passes it ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon back to Weston. Weston for 3 at the buzzer, and it is no good. So 3-point game to finish off the first half, 21-18 in favor of the Rebels. So we'll be back after this. We'll go to a quick break, and then after we get back, our standout student interview and a first half highlights recap. And we'll be back after this. Thank you for listening on My Local Radio and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Randolph Medical Clinic is known for comfortably treating acute and chronic conditions as well as mental health. Nurse practitioner Nancy Weston is known for providing compassionate care. Appointments can be made by texting 435-200-5416. Randolph Medical Clinic.
It is now time for our Standout Student segment, and I am here with Ashlyn Stevens. Ashlyn, how are things going for you today?
Pretty good.
Good. Well, we've got a lot of fun things to talk about, seeing as you are just coming off the state championship last week. In fact, I just got done interviewing your head coach, and we talked a lot about it, so it'll be good to hear your perspective on things. But first of all, how is your junior year going?
It's going pretty good.
Is it a weird feeling that you've only got like a year and a half left of high school?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Besides the state championship, because we'll talk about that in a minute, besides that, what have been some highlights of your junior year so far?
Just hanging out with all my friends. It's been a super fun year just to we've really had some fun experiences.
Just the social aspect of things has been really good so far.
Yes.
Awesome. So what classes are you taking this trimester?
I have History 1700, a nutrition class, and Music 1010 from Utah State. And then I just have Math and English from the school.
So it sounds like you're working towards your associate's degree.
Yes.
And Ashlyn, do you know what you want to do after high school?
Yes, I want to become a dental hygienist.
Oh, awesome. What draws you to that career field?
I've just always thought it was super interesting and been fascinated with teeth and everything.
Yeah. Do you know what college you'd like to go to?
Thinking Dixie right now, or Utah Tech.
Last week, you guys were able to go down and win your second straight state championship. What was that like, going down and competing once again and being able to bring home the first place trophy?
We were super nervous because there's some pretty hard competition this year. Gearing up, and we were ready for any outcome to happen. It was super stressful. When our stunt didn't hit in our first routine, we were like, oh boy, we have got to be perfect in these next two.
Mm-hmm. So what was the feeling? Cheerleading is very unique in that there's no scoreboard in terms of everyone knows where you're at and things. You're told by an announcement, right? If you win or not. What's that like, being there with your teammates awaiting that announcement?
It's one of the best feelings, but one of the scariest. It's so fun to just sit there and be like, okay, let's see how we did. But it's also super scary because you have no idea how those other teams did.
Talk to me about last year's state championship, as it was the first one for Rich High to have, and it was one where you guys really didn't know where you stood up until that announcement. What was that like, getting that announcement that you guys beat Tabiona for the first place finish?
It was a crazy feeling. We were all so excited, and we were just ecstatic.
Ashlyn, you were part of a dance company, XMD, out of Montpelier, which is known for being a very competitive and talented group. You transitioned from there to dancing and cheering at school with your classmates. What's that been like, transitioning from a club-type sport to a school sport?
It was a pretty big change. Different people and just the atmosphere, honestly. I mean, you make friendships, but not really. But here, you're a family, and it's just a crazy difference of how connected you feel to this team.
Winning state championships with your friends and those that you go to school with.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Ashlyn, I always like to finish these interviews with asking you, is there a teacher that's had a positive impact on your life that these last few years that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Probably Coach Lundgren.
What is it about Coach Lundgren that's helped you in your career?
He's just always been there for me. He's been super supportive, and I know I can talk to him about anything.
He is a good one. Well, Ashlyn, thanks for taking time out of your day to talk with me, and congratulations on that second straight state championship, and good luck this week. I know that you guys are doing the much anticipated little girls cheerleading. I've got 2 daughters that are doing it who have been very excited, so good luck doing that this week.
Thank you.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock. MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
Welcome back to our halftime show. We are, and I don't know why we are showing the Altamont scoreboard.
I don't know either.
From yesterday. That's my only option, though, so just bear with us. I mean, it is 21-18, but we just have the Altamont logo on there. Anyway, the Rebels up 21-18 on the Wendover Wildcats. I know I've said it too many times, but a bit of a surprise with the matchup that we thought we'd have, so kudos to Wendover. I'm sure some adjustments will be made on the Rebels' end there at halftime. But, Rob, what do you have for us with the halftime highlights and our stat sheet?
Well, if you want to make a comparison, in December it was 30-3 at halftime, Bradley, so definitely a switch. But Wendover's out shooting the Rebels 25% to 24. Rebels just 3 of 14 inside the arc. 4 of 15 is the three-pointers that have been very helpful, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Wendover 6 of 19 for 32% inside the arc, just 2 of 13 outside the arc. Both of those coming from Du Bois. As far as the rebounds are concerned, 18-26, Bradley, in favor of the Wildcats, with 10 offensive rebounds for the Wildcats. Paige Smith has 4 rebounds for the Rebels. Bray Pugmire with 5. Hicks has got 6 for the Wildcats, and Du Bois has 6 as well. Turnovers, Rebels with 7 and the Wildcats with 5. As far as the points, Bray Pugmire's got 4, Paige Smith has 6, Cass Hargal with 3, and Molly Weston with 8. And Alicia Hernandez, number 4, has got 2. Millie Hicks has got 4. Natalie Alvarez, 4. And Du Bois leads her team with 8, including those 2 3-pointers.
So the only category we're really winning in is the scoreboard.
Yes,
everything
you've
else
got it.
If we kind of, I mean, we're just shooting over 20% inside the arc, like you said, and getting beat on the rebound. So that was my takeaway. If we can win the rebound battle and shoot better inside the paint, we're going to be just fine. But it's only a 3-point game, so not a ton of margin for error at the moment.
But it seems like you said, Bradley, a little bit of hesitation on the Lady Rebels' part. They're open, and they're not used to being open, especially when they were getting swarmed by the Braves on Thursday night.
Right.
So they look up and see they're wide open, and they pass out of it and decide who's going to take the open shot. But I think Coach Lundgren is going to have plenty of counsel for him at halftime. But the way Alvarez is shooting here at in the break, Wendover could definitely put this in some uncomfortableness with the way they're shooting from the 3 line.
Well, we are now just ready to start here. Start of the third quarter, and Wendover will start with the ball down on their end. And so in any sport that deals with a halftime, Rob, the start of the half could be argued as the most important part of the game. It sets the tone for the final part of the game, and so we'll see which of these two sides comes out swinging here. But yeah, I would say the Rebels' biggest thing is they need to act instead of being acted upon. You know, just take control of this game and do what they do best. And so, like I say, the Wildcats will start with the ball here to start the game, or start the half, excuse me.
Little retro night in the student section tonight, Bradley, with old jerseys. And I believe I'm wearing one just a little bit out of your era from one of my sons.
Well, that's why I feel old, because everything over there is like newer than I was. So retro is a tough thing to hear. But anyway, we are started here with Wendover working it around the perimeter. Alvarez has it at the top of the key. She's going to try to drive to her right. Stopped there by Weston, but she'll inbound to Du Bois. Du Bois kicks it right back out to Alvarez for 3. They just about tied this one up as that 3 rattles out. Alvarez, very scrappy player, tries to get the ball back. She tips it away from the Rebels, but out of bounds. So the Rebels fortunate for that missed three and the ball going out of bounds there.
And a quick substitution for Alvarez from the bench. Number 12, Tabby Bateman, who's a junior. I'm not sure what the purpose of that one was.
So Cass gets it over to Weston. Weston inbounds it to Hatch. Hatch kicks it back out to Argyle. Then over to Smith on the right wing. And Smith's going to go for three, and that is good. And a much-needed one. Came at a great time. I believe that's her second today. And a long two put up from Wendover, and that is no good. As you said, number 12, Tabby Bateman coming in cold off the bench and fires right away. But Wendover steals it right back as Hicks gets it across half court. Nope, don't give it to her. That would be back court. And so Coach Manny Alvarez is going to take a timeout. They just about had a backcourt violation, so heads up play by Coach Alvarez to reassess things here as they'll have the ball over on the sideline. We'll go to a quick break. We'll be back after this.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
Thank you to Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty sponsoring our Bear Lake Fan Cam at the beginning of each third quarter, and a good amount of fans today coming to support both the boys and girls basketball teams today. And so we are back after that timeout. Rebels up 6, 24-18, with just under 7 minutes to go here early on in the third quarter. Ball being worked around as Bateman dribbles in, kicks it back out to Hicks. Hicks gives it back to Bateman. Bateman dribbles to her right and hands to Hicks on the left wing. Hicks enters it into Du Bois. Good defense there from Pugmire on Du Bois, but Du Bois gets her own rebound and puts it back. So the rebounds continue to be a thorn in the side for the Rebels as Weston kicks it over to Argyle on the left wing. Argyle back to Weston. Argyle hits Weston in the corner. They're trying to work things into Bray with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Smith with another three, just rims out and is tipped into the hands of Bateman, and she takes it the other direction. 24-20 for the Rebels. Hicks has it, hands it to Ramirez. Ramirez inside to Hicks, and they're going to call a foul. Could have been argued to be a travel there, but they're going to say she was contacted before she fell down. And that is on Bray Pugmire.
I believe that is her second, and that is confirmed by the scoreboard. And I'm not surprised to see Alvarez back in the game.
So Bateman to inbound. She gets it into Hicks up at the top of the key. Hicks gives to Du Bois. Du Bois dribbles to her left. Hicks now will take a three, and that is no good, but rebounded by Du Bois and kicked out to Alvarez on the right wing. Alvarez tries to thread the needle inside to Hernandez, but that is tipped away and to the other end. Smith over to Hatch. Hatch finds Weston on the left wing, and they're going to get Weston with the travel after that head fake. And so the ball being given back to the Wildcats. Still 24-20 with 5.5 to go in the third. Hicks drives in and rims in. 2-point game, Rob. 24-22 with 5:23 to go in the third. Argyle has it on the left wing. She passes to Weston. Weston back to Argyle. Argyle finds the open man in Pugmire, but just rims out. Luckily, Smith there to rebound. Argyle kicks it over to an open Weston for three, and that is good. Much needed one at that moment to give the Rebels a little bit of breathing room. Now up 5, 27-22. Alvarez on the other end feeds it into Hernandez. Good defense there by Cass to tip that out of bounds before he can get to Alicia Hernandez. But Wendover will keep the ball here under their own hoop.
Third three by Molly in the ball game.
Alvarez enters it in to Enters it into Du Bois. She has been tough today as she gets the and one, and she'll go to the line to shoot one.
Du Bois already
on, Rob?
Du Bois already with 12 points. That is on Cass. That is her third. And Lacey McKinnon and Kira Jolly in for her and Bray Pugmire.
Yeah, like I say, Phoenix Du Bois been tough today as she goes for her 13th point here.
Already with 8 rebounds in the game.
Foul shot is no good. Rebounded by Weston, going the other way. Weston quickly gets it down with contact. Misses the layup there. Rebounded and kicked out by Wendover. Alvarez dribbles to her left and hands to Du Bois. Du Bois back to Alvarez and then over to Hicks. Hicks hands to Bateman, No good, but great box out by Hernandez. 1 point game now, 27-26 with 4:20 to go. And Coach Lungan's going to take a timeout. And we'll go to a quick break before we come back for this very close matchup. Thank you for listening on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KDQ FM.
Hey, it's Hunter here with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
We are back. Rich taking a timeout to adjust as it is a 1 point game, 27-26 in favor of the Rebels. Definitely the closest it's been all game long with just a 1 point deficit here. I guess the game, did it start out 1-0?
No, it was.
We've called like 300 games lately, so
it was 11-0 for the Rebels before Wendover got on the scoreboard.
I don't know why I thought it was 1-0. Anyway, so the Rebels
they have led from the tip.
Trying to preserve the lead, Weston kicks it over to Smith on the wing. Smith enters it into Pugmire. Pugmire head fake by Weston as she enters it into Hatch. Hatch kicks it back out to Jolly on the left wing. And then Jolly feeds it into Hatch at the elbow. Hatch misses, but a good rebound by Pugmire and putback, but they're going to call that on the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's the call. 8th rebound by Bray.
So they're saying they were hanging on to her when she was trying for the rebound. So the Rebels will take it underneath with Jolly, the inbounder. She gets it to Hatch, and that is blocked by Du Bois, who again has played a huge role today. Alvarez trying to get it across half court, and we're going to get a jump ball that gives it back to the Rebels. And nobody wants to take it out. Here we go. The Rebels do get the ball after the jump, and the ball inbounded to Weston. She brings it across half court, pass it over to Jolly. Jolly to Hatch. Hatch to Jolly up top. Rebels trying to get some movement going out of this zone. Hatch skips it over to Weston. Ball inbounded to get it into the post to Pugmire. She kicks it back out to Jolly. Jolly tries for three. That is no good, off the front iron and into the hands of Alvarez. Alvarez going the other way. Still a 1 point game here as Bateman puts a three up, and it is good. So they just took the lead, 29-27. The number 1 team in 1A, your Rich Rebels, on the ropes at the moment against the Wendover Wildcats. Now down 2 with 3 minutes to go in the third. Jolly passes it to Weston. Weston cuts through, gets it back in the corner. Weston pump fakes and kicks it back to Jolly. Jolly enters it into Hatch. And we're just not able to do anything underneath today, Rob. Du Bois' presence down there has caused a big problem. As Coach Lungan's going to put McKinnon back in, she heads to the score table. Du Bois for three, and that is good. 32-27 now for the Wildcats. A 5-point swing just happened. 6-point swing. Weston now goes for three, and that is no good, and that goes out of bounds. and into the hands of the Wildcats.
I think that was touched by pretty much everybody on the baseline. I'm not sure how that ends up in the hands of the Wildcats, but that is the case.
Yep, and the Rebels need to chip away now. I can't believe I'm saying it, but they're going to need to chip away here on the Wildcats' lead. So, Rob, I'm really interested. Weston gets the steal. She goes all the way to the hole and finishes. I was just saying, Rob, I'm interested that Bateman has played such a role in this second half. We didn't see her in the first half.
Nope.
If I'm Coach Lundgren, I would jump into our full court press here personally. We'll see if we get to that point, but ball inbounded to Hicks, then to Alvarez. Alvarez breaks the press, and Hicks gets it back, and she drives to the hole, and they're going to call a foul on McKinnon to send Hicks to the line to shoot 2 with her side up 3 with 2 minutes to go here.
Well, with her pattern so far, unsuccessful from the free throw line in the first 2.
Hicks' first is up and good.
There's your the broadcaster jinx, Bradley, right there.
Yeah. So, interesting sub here. Du Bois coming out of the game. Rebels, they have to go to the post now on the next possession, I would say. Hicks' next one is good as well. Weston quickly gets it ahead to Jolly. Jolly to Weston, then over to Smith. Weston going to take a 3, and that just rims out. Rebounded by Hicks and handed to Alvarez. Alvarez gets it across half court. Gets it over to Hicks. Hicks to Bateman. Bateman to Alvarez. Hicks now has it up top. She drives in. She's going to go all the way. Not able to finish. Good effort there by Kira Jolly to box her man out, and she's fouled in the meantime. So McKinnon out of the game. Dottie Morse comes in for her. So ball inbounded to Weston. Weston gets it across half court over to Smith. Smith over to Weston, back to Jolly. Jolly's going to try for 3, and that is no good. Rebounded by Pugmire. Weston now for 3, and that is good. Make it a 2-point game. Bateman skips it over to Hicks, and then Alvarez has it back up top again. Hicks, she'll go for 3, and that just rims out. Rebounded by Jolly. So Kira, 2 big rebounds back to back as she's fouled on both of them.
This one is going to go to Carly Robles.
I thought you were getting emotional there for a minute. I mean, it is an intense game.
It is.
I'm close myself. So the Rebels down 2 with 50 seconds to go in the third. 3 team fouls for each. Jolly kicks it over to Weston and then to Smith. Smith back to Weston and then over to Jolly. Jolly tries for 3, and that rims out. Rebounded by Pugmire, but she's not able to get the putback. And Hicks scores and takes it the other way. Du Bois, she's going to try for 3 from the top, and that is good. 5-point game again. Jolly gets it to Weston. Weston skips it over to Smith. Smith to Weston. Weston pump fakes and drives. They're going to say it was tipped away. Back into the hands of Smith. Smith tries for 3 from the top. Just rims out and out of bounds. So what we're seeing here, Rob, Wendover's just going to force the Rebels to shoot from the outside with that zone defense.
2 seconds to go in the quarter. And if I'm some future Rebel opponents, are you watching this video saying as we play a zone against the Rebels?
Right. So we'll see what adjustments are made as we're heading to the fourth quarter. 37-32. Fourth quarter coming up after this. Thank you for listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
We are back. Rob, we've got an interesting one going into the fourth quarter. Rebels down 5 to a region opponent in Wendover, who I'm as guilty as anyone. For any Wendover listeners out there, my apologies. I did not think that this one was going to be this competitive. So kudos to the visiting Wildcats as they are up 5 going into the fourth.
And they have the ball to start, Bradley, so they can build on the lead.
Yeah, if you're the Rebels, you need to stop here and be able to take it the other way and get things going offensively. Bateman picks her up her dribble, gets it to Du Bois up top on the right wing. Du Bois dribbles to her left, picks up good steal there by Pugmire, and she goes to the rim. And Rob, it's going to take plays like that. You know, don't depend on a missed shot from Wendover. And there you go, Pugmire with another steal and put up. Do we have a D. McKay Franken play of the game candidate with those 2 back-to-back steals?
I think we do.
3 back-to-back steals.
We're going to call a foul on. We're going to call a foul.
Oh, so a foul before.
On Samantha Ramirez when she grabbed Bray on the steal.
That was weird. The ref didn't make really any indicator what it was initially. I thought Coach Lunger took a timeout because he was just pointing down on our bench. So 1-point game.
That's a quick
Wendover
30 seconds.
Yeah. 3 huge steals by Bray, back to back to back. And they're going to go right back to Bray, and there it is. Like I say, Rob, that's what we need. I mean, the Rebels have shot well from the outside for the most part, but get Pugmire involved here down the stretch. Almost stolen away there by Weston at the top. And Wendover, another 3 put up, no good. Rebounded by Weston, and she's looking ahead. And she gets it to Paige in transition. That they're going to call was that a foul?
Foul, yep.
Yep. I don't know if they were saying it was going out of bounds. So Paige is going to go to the line, 38-37. So Smith has 2 coming up here. Paige's first is up and good. She's done well from the line today, Rob. She just missed 1, right?
Yep, 3 of 4, now 4 of 5.
Paige's second is up and good. 40-37 now. Rebels get the lead back on the back of 3 steals from Bray Pugmire. Alvarez puts it up and no good. Rebounded by Bray. She gets it across half court and will kick it back up to Weston. Weston, nice pump fake, and she shoots from the foul line. No good. Rebound again by Bray, but into the hands of Alvarez, going the other way. Weston goes ahead and steals it, but they're not going to call a foul on that. They're just going to say it was tipped away from Alvarez. Usually when that downswing happens, even if you get all ball, they're going to get you with the foul, but not on that one. So I don't know if you've been keeping track of stats, Rob, between Pugmire and Weston. Lots of steals lately. Weston's 3 no good, but rebounded and kept alive from Smith. And we're going the other way with Alvarez crossing half court quickly. Alvarez gets it to Du Bois. She pumps, steps to the side, and no good on the 3. Bray gets her 100th rebound of the game, and she gets fouled, so the Rebels will get possession back.
Well, it's only their 12th, Bradley, according to my stat sheet, but 100, it seems like that.
It seems like, and they all happen in the last few minutes when you need them most.
You've been able to keep the Wildcats scoreless in the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
So Argyle passes to Weston up top. Back to Weston. Smith gets it on the cut and then passes to the block to Pugmire. Great play there, and Bray finishes at the basket. Alvarez breaks the press, gets it ahead to Bateman. Bateman picks up her dribble and gives back to Alvarez. 5-point lead now for the Rebels with 5.5 to go in the fourth. Alvarez tries to get into Du Bois, but Hatch is there. Hatch getting in on the action. Great job defensively, and she tips that out of bounds, so still Wendover's ball underneath.
I think you can credit Bray Pugmire for putting a little bit of juice in the Lady Rebels.
I agree. Yeah, those 3 back-to-back steals are just what the doctor ordered, as
Cass Argyle just picked up her 4th foul as Hicks is going to go to the free throw line.
And she'll be shooting 2 and try to pull this one within 3 to make it a 1-possession game for her side.
She was 0 for 2 the first trip, 2 for 2 for the last trip, and misses the first here. And Cass is going to come out of the ball game for Lacey McKinnon with those 4 fouls.
So Hicks. Second foul shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Pugmire, heading the other way. She hands to Weston. Weston kicks it over to Smith. Smith enters it into Hatch, and Hatch finds McKinnon. Great find there for the 3, but no good. Rebounded by Wendover, going the other way. She finds Hicks, just gets it in time to not get a turnover with the backcourt. Hicks a long 3, no good, but Alvarez gets the rebound, misses it, and Weston gets the rebound and is heading the other way. And Weston gets it stolen from her underneath by Hicks, and now going the other way. Hicks tries, a lot of commotion going on as that is missed again, and Pugmire gets the rebound, and Rebels trying to slow things down, which they do with 4.5 to go. Still a 5-point game. McKinnon passes to Smith, then over to Weston. Weston back to Smith. Smith for 3, and that is no good. Rebound by Pugmire, and Pugmire is going to get fouled and go to line to shoot 2.
Her 7th rebound in the quarter, Bradley.
And so Pugmire will go to the line to shoot 2. I can't believe that's the first foul on Du Bois playing the way she does. So she's done a good job at playing a clean game. First foul shot is up and no good.
First time Bray's been to the free throw line today.
So Bateman comes out for Wendover, and in is Leslie Montalvo into the game. Pugmire's second is up and good. And so we've got a timeout here. That is a timeout by Rich. And so we'll be back after this full timeout. Thanks for tuning in to mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KDQ FM.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Rob, we are back after the break, 43-37 with 4:15 to go. Rebels leading.
Rebels jumped out to 11-0 run to start the game, Bradley, and it's been an 11-0 run in this fourth quarter that's given them back the lead. They have held the Wildcats scoreless in this fourth quarter. They held them scoreless in the first quarter back in December on the 7th when these two teams first met for the first game of the season.
And so Alvarez will be the inbounder. And Rebels into a full court press, which I think will be successful. And there you go. Pugmire with her, I would say, fourth steal.
Yeah, there's her fifth.
There's another fifth steal of the game. We are seeing something pretty incredible defensively from Bray. She is taking the team on her back, and she tips it again. This time into the hands of Smith, and Smith able to finish at the basket. The Cinderella story crumbling for Wendover as the Rebels getting a bunch of steals and putbacks. Ramirez drives to the basket, but that is stolen by Hatch. And the other way ahead to Weston. Hicks steals the ball on her end, and they're going to get a blocking foul on Weston on the other end to stop the momentum a minute.
That is the first foul on Molly and the second on the Rebels in the quarter.
And so Ramirez, the inbounder, underneath after that foul. She's trying to get into Du Bois, which she does. Du Bois into Hicks. Hicks with that hook shot that has been money for her today. That falls. Now a 10-point game. I can't believe I just said it's a 10-point game. That was quite the swing there the last minute or so. Hatch gets it at the elbow. She finds Pugmire underneath. Pugmire kicks it back out to Smith and then to Weston. Weston open on the wing, and that is good. So big three there for Weston. 52-39 now. As Wendover able to break the press, and they get it ahead to Bateman. Bateman misses and rebounded by Weston. Weston passes it ahead to Smith on the right wing. Smith to Weston. Weston finds an open McKinnon. McKinnon enters it into Pugmire. Back up top to Weston, then over to Smith. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Weston, another three that is up and good. How many is that for her today?
6.
So 6 threes for Molly Weston. 55-39 now. Nearly stolen away by Paige Smith as Bateman now takes a three from the corner, and that is good. A lot of threes today, Rob.
Her third or her second.
Welcome to basketball today. McKinnon has it on the wing, then to Weston, then over to Smith. Smith, Hatch now gets it from the elbow. That is no good. Rebounded by Pugmire. She finds Molly at the top. Molly passes over to Smith. Smith back to Weston. Weston over to McKinnon. McKinnon enters it into Hatch and then back to McKinnon. McKinnon for three, no good. Smith tries for the rebound, but Hatch ends up with it. Molly for another three, and that is good. 58-42 now. Weston hits her 7th three of the game. Now Hicks tries for three, and that is no good. Rebounded by Alvarez. 1:21 to go here, 58-42. This game has been turned upside down as the Rebels were fighting to survive at the end of the third, but have taken over off the back of Weston shooting and Pugmire's defense.
Going to give that foul to Lacey McKinnon, her second. Kira Jolly coming in for her.
Ball is inbounded to Alvarez, the top of the key. Alvarez kicks it over to Bateman. Bateman into Hicks. Hicks, another hook shot.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that.
She has that one down to an art with a minute to go here. Jolly has it on the right wing, over to Weston. Weston kicks it over to Smith. Smith to Weston and then to Jolly. Rebels continue to work it around the perimeter with 23 seconds on the shot clock. Smith enters it into Pugmire. Pugmire, they collapse down on her again. Now Smith's going to go for three, and that is off the mark, but rebounded by Hatch. Hatch clears traffic, gets to Smith again. Smith, great entry pass to Pugmire, but she has the ball tipped away as she tries for it. And Wendover just trying to get some more points on the board before the end. That goes off of Bateman's foot, off that missed shot attempt and out of bounds.
Shot clock is turned off at this point, Bradley, with 17 seconds, and Kira's just going to stand and hold this one.
So, Rob, you got to give credit to Wendover. Great effort today coming into Rich and making that such a competitive game. And then hats off to the Rebels for handling a shock of a game and coming out with this victory. So that will have it. The Rebels 58, The visiting Wendover Wildcats 44. They gave us an entertaining game.
That's exactly what we wanted.
So we'll have a post-game show for you and then into the boys' pregame show. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back after this.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school and higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankum serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay Frankum, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices.
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our rich rebels.
Welcome back, and again, sorry we've got Altamont's logo on here, but the Rebels defeat Wendover 58-44. Rob, very exciting game, which we did not anticipate, but lots to talk about. Let's just jump right into our recap along with our play of the game and player of the game. Tell us about the end of that game.
Well, it was 21-18 for Rich at halftime with a 3-point lead, but they get outscored 11-15 by Wendover in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, 26-7 by the Rebels. And I would credit Bray Pugmire with about 3 straight steals to start that quarter to put some energy into the Lady Rebels. And you can call that or the 3-pointers from Molly Weston, 7 in the ball game for the play of the game. And you cannot we gave a co-player last night to Ridge and Carter. I would say you give a co-players to Bray Pugmire and Molly Weston for this one. Bray was 16 rebounds and 17 points, but she got 13 points and 7 rebounds just in that fourth quarter alone.
Right, in that stretch.
And Molly had 3 threes in that fourth quarter, which when you couldn't get points before, she got them in a hurry.
And so we're going to we'll transition to the Crawford Trough player of the game. You just heard co-players of the game between right there down the stretch when it mattered the most, between Bray's multiple steals and rebounds and Molly's 7 threes of the game. Great showing from those two with the rest of that squad to get it done. And so thank you for tuning into that. We are going to now transition into our pregame show for the boys. We've got a good one coming up for you with the Wendover and Rich boys playing against each other. So we'll go into our interview with Coach Lex Corney this week.
It is now time for our coach's show, and I'm excited to talk with Coach Corney once again this week. Let's talk about Tintic last weekend. I want to give Tintic their flowers for this year. Tintic, traditionally a team that is written off by most opponents, just bluntly said. This year, not that way at all. They've got a good team down there in Eureka. Talk to me about Tintic and that game last weekend.
Tintic is legit. Right now they're an 8 seed. There's a couple teams in kind of that eastern region, Green River and Monticello, that have won a lot that are ahead of them. I'm not sure kind of where they belong, but I think Tintic I would put them even higher than an 8. I think they're more like a 6. And man, I mean, they can shoot, they can defend, they're buying into Coach Patton's system, and they're a dangerous matchup for anyone. Honestly, especially us. They match up really well against us.
Yeah, I don't think they're considered a dark horse anymore. They would be more of a legit threat down at state, and let's just say if they lost the first 2 days, it would be a shock to me if they lost the first 2 days.
I think they will still be in contention on Saturday. Maybe not, in a championship, although they have the ability to be right in that game. But I think they'll be playing 4 days deep in the state tournament.
And so talk to me about that game. Give our listeners just a bit of a recap from that matchup.
Well, Tinnick came out really hot, and they were hitting tough shots. I don't think it was a lack of defense on our part. I just think they were making shots that are difficult to make. We were down in the first, and they did a good job defensively on us. First quarter, we were shooting 32% was our field goal percentage in that quarter. Now, we were able to make up ground in the second and kind of go on a run, and then our big run came in the third, and then we finished it out. But that was a very tightly contested game. I think all their heart and soul was in it. It was a blew-out night in Tinnick, and the crowd was pretty live. And I think a lot of people in Tinnick are recognizing, man, this is a generational team. The two Larsons and Jameson, and they've got guys coming off the bench that can get things done too. I think we're going to have to play them again in a region tournament or potentially even a state tournament. I tell you what, I don't think they're afraid of us. I'll put it that way.
Will that win against Manila, that 51-point win, will that go down as a top 3 game in Tintic history?
I watched that game, and, it's just one of those weird games. Tinnick, they completely lost their minds. I think they recognized that they were having a night. And honestly, if we would have played them on a night like they had against Manila, I don't think we beat them. Every team has a night or two in the season that nobody can touch them. I think that Manila and Tinnick are a lot closer than that. But, yeah, we were looking at that game going, man, what has been unleashed in Eureka, Utah?
Everyone I've talked to that has asked me about that game, it was more about Tintic than it was about Manila, because basketball is a beautiful but silly sport sometimes, and that you can just be off. We've had one of those games this year, and that was Manila's night to do that. We've talked about last weekend's game. Let's talk about this week. You've got both Altamont and Wendover. Let's talk about Wendover and their matchup against Tabiona. There was a discrepancy. We're not sure. Maybe you know by now this was an overtime game or a double overtime game. Wendover went to Tabiona and took it down to the wire.
Deseret News is reporting double overtime. Max Preps is reporting double overtime. That game has not been posted, and neither team uses huddle. I've been driving my family crazy this week trying to find film of that game.
It may just be a mystery.
I could see Coach Murphy and Coach Gines preferring that it stay a mystery. Yeah, I think that Wendover, they lost a guard. He wasn't even able to play for them, and he's now at West Wendover, but somebody they were planning on having. Anytime you lose a key member of your team, it just requires recalibration. Kids are thrown into roles that they weren't really preparing for, and I think that recalibration has happened. Despite some losses early, Wendover is playing really, really good basketball. I mean, throw out their record of 6-8. They're playing like a 13-14 win team. Kevin Gonzalez, he's been a thorn in Rich's side for a long time, and he was when we played him last time. Against Tabby, he had 19. And then they got the two Valle kids, and, they've got a good hard worker in Bateman down low. Just a lot of weapons. And we know how hard it is to win in Tabiona. That's an impressive score, even in a loss.
All right. We're here with Coach Cornea. We're going to be back after this. Tune in to our next game for the next segment of this interview.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back to our pregame show between the Rich High Rebels and the Wendover Wildcats. And Rob, do you have some keys to the game for us for this boys' game?
Well, just like the girls, it's been a long time since these two teams have met at the beginning of the season. It was a 5-point win for the Rebels back on the 7th of December, 66-61. I think the biggest change, Bradley, in that game, that first game, Riker Hoffman with 18 points.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And Carter Scott with just 3 points on 3 attempts from the field. I think you're going to see that the Rebels have changed quite a bit, because we saw last night with Carter Scott with 16 points. He is shooting a lot more. That's probably the biggest change in the Rebels since then. I'm not sure the biggest change for the Wildcats. But 3-point shooting is going to be huge. The Rebels last night 0 of 15 in the first and fourth quarters, but 8 of 15 in the second and third quarters. So we're going to shoot the way we did in the one half or the other half. Rebounds are going to be big. Kevin Gonzalez for the Wildcats averages 8 boards a game by himself. And Ridge Lundgren with 6. Carter Scott with 5 would lead the Rebels. I think free throw shooting may be key in this one, Bradley, as this one's going to probably be pretty tight.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad and brother-in-law who were both on the coaching staff last night, and they said, they have a ton of respect for Gonzalez and the Vahe brothers.
I'm not sure the relation.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're both seniors, both with Vahe, Raul and Daniel Vahe. They said that they are very good, and so I'm sure they're going to be keying in on them and trying to prevent them from having a ton of production. But they are honoring some seniors tonight. So we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we should be ready for tip-off. Thank you for tuning in on mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
I'm Aiden Weston. I'm a junior, and I play guard.
Paxton Nicodemus. I'm a sophomore, and I play guard.
Dylan Fonsbeck. I'm a junior, and I play forward.
I'm Carter Scott. I'm a junior, and I play guard.
Carter Grohl, junior, forward.
Cade Nelson, junior, forward.
Ridge Lundgren. I'm a junior, and I play guard.
Dylan Wasden, junior, forward.
My name is Jet Holmes. I'm a junior, and I play point guard.
My name is Riker Hoffman. I'm a shooting guard, and I'm a senior.
Carter Hoffman, shooting guard, senior.
Drake Weston, senior, guard.
Daniel Smith, senior, forward.
Dax Charlie, small forward, freshman.
Connor Creel, I'm a sophomore, and I play guard.
Wyatt O'Malley, I'm a freshman, and I'm a guard.
Wyatt Tingy, freshman, guard.
Bodie O'Malley, sophomore, center.
My name is Nash Perry, and I am a freshman, and I play guard.
I'm Valen Cornia, I'm a freshman, and I play guard.
Hunter Cordia, I'm a freshman, and I play center.
Connor Argyle, I'm a freshman, and I'm a center.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Rob, right now, seniors being honored from the cheerleaders and the band. Do you want to go through those names for us?
And you have got the senior cheerleaders, Cassie Argyle, daughter of Colton and Leslie Argyle, and Camry Call, the daughter of Nick and Brooke Call, and Jasmine Ennis, daughter of Sean and Maria Cook. And then you've got the seniors on the band. That would be Dom Anderson, son of Josh and Andrea Anderson, Jared Carver, son of Jonathan, and
that's what you
Emma
get
Carver.
For trying to do it on the spot.
Yep. And Jasmine Erickson, daughter of Katrina Erickson. I am not seeing Draven Marshall tonight. So Emma Carver, how about that? Jared's mom.
So a great job to all those seniors, those cheerleaders, two-time state champs, something to be very proud of. And then the band, we can't thank enough for getting a great atmosphere going for us every week for all of our games.
And the cheerleaders are going to do a little presentation, I do believe, to their coaches. We had a fantastic interview with Tristan yesterday and tonight in the pregame show.
So we'll go to a quick break. When we come back, we should be about ready for tip-off. Thank you for tuning in.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Hi, I'm Tess Cornea. I'm a junior and I'm a bait.
I am Ashlyn Stevens. I am a junior and I am a flyer.
Hi, I'm Quincy Call. I'm a freshman and I'm a base.
My name's Carly England. I'm a junior and I'm a flyer.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, back spot and sophomore.
Avery Weston, junior, side base.
Hi, I'm Bryn Christensen. I'm a sophomore and a back spot.
I'm Kelsey Heiner. I'm a sophomore and I'm a base.
I'm Myra Carlisle. I'm a freshman and I'm a base.
My name is Jordan Reese. I am a freshman and I am a base.
I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm a senior and I'm a base.
Hi everyone, my name is Camry Call. I'm a senior at Ridge High and I'm a back spot.
I'm Joss Ennis. I'm a senior and I'm a flyer.
I'm Aiden Weston. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Paxton Nicodemus. I'm a sophomore and I play guard.
Dylan Fonsbeck. I'm a junior and I play.
So, Rob, as we are getting ready to tip off here, give us some keys to the game that you have.
Well, we've talked about a couple of them already, did we not? But I would say as far as the Wildcats are concerned, want to keep an eye on Kevin Gonzalez. He's a senior, averages 13 points a game, as we mentioned, 8 rebounds a game. And Raul, how do you want to pronounce the last name?
Vahe.
Averaging 18 points a game and 3 boards. Between those two, you're getting about 75% of your points. You've got some role players behind them, but I think it's going to be those two that are going to be key. I want to see if we try what the defensive approach is, Bradley, to those two. Are you going to try to do a little box and one? Are you going to be able to play a zone on them? What is the approach going to be from the Rebels, as we are going to get the seniors from the pep band who are going to say a few words for their director, Chris Woods, who was absent last night, and they didn't skip a beat, no pun intended. But he's here for senior night appropriately, so they can give him some kudos. Does a great job not only with the pep band but also with the school musical, which they are in the process of preparing as we speak.
And going back to Wendover, they've much respect for the program they've built the last few years. For a long time they struggled. They weren't one that you talked about at state, but for the past decade they've been one that's made some noise at state, and they've been a fun team the way that they play. They were a little bit ahead of their time. I remember when they came back and were doing so well. They shot the 3-ball so well when a lot of teams were concentrating on the post, and now you'll see that the 3-ball is such a big part of the game. And so much respect to the program that Wendover's built. So they're going to put 4 more minutes on the clock, as the boys have been sitting for a while.
I don't know if you saw this, Bradley, but I saw a meme the other day that showed how the post play has changed. and they showed like the sky hook from Kareem and some of those down low, and then it was a power move down low in the post like a Karl Malone move. Now the post move is they passed it in, and the post player dribbled out to the three-point line and shot a three. So it has changed over the years. But
yeah, the new post move is a 30-footer.
Yeah. Wendover does. That is usually their marquee, is either the fast break points on a layup or the three-point line, one of the two. So,
well, that is a great way to put it. But we've got a good one coming up for you folks. Thanks for being patient, as very important to honor seniors, which we were able to do tonight for the cheerleaders and band members. We'll be back after this. As I say, we got 3 minutes on the clock until tip, and so we will be back here shortly. Thank you for tuning in online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Welcome back. We are here, part of our Ellingford pregame show, and I just, Rob, I wanted to go over some scores from the weekend so far, particularly in the 1A classification for the boys. So I'm just pulling that up here from yesterday, as we're definitely in that time of year where you want to pay attention to those scores that are going on across the state. Escalante beat Monument Valley 89-48. I'm just scrolling through here, down here to the bottom.
You did get Wendover at Manila last night, and Manila took care of Wendover, correct?
Yeah, which was a shocking score, based off of how Manila's season's been going. That was a big win for them, a big region victory to beat these Wendover Wildcats. So Green River beats Whitehorse 72-43. That's definitely, Green River's a team to keep an eye on. They have not lost very many games so far this year. Panguitch beats Wayne 70-45. That's a scary score. Panguitch went and beat the number one team in 2A last week in Kanab as well. So, as always, unfortunately to hear for Rebel fans, Panguitch good again. But I hope we get a shot at them. I hope we get another shot at them like we did last year. Rich beat Altamont, as we know, 71-50. And, yeah, Manila beats Wendover 61-47. So, very surprising score there, as Manila has had a bit of a down year, but a great win for them. So
the score that grabs my attention there, Bradley, Wendover averages 53 points a game. Manila holds them to 47, but the Rebels average 64 points a game. So you've got a 11-point cushion according to the paper, but it's only a 2-rebound differential on average between the two teams. And you want to give us the Wildcat starting five?
Yep, so we'll start with number 1, Angel Mendoza. Number 4, Daniel Vahe. That's a name we're going to be saying a lot tonight, Rob. Number 5, Raul Vahe. Number 12, Braxton Bateman. And number 25, who you talked about earlier, Kevin Gonzalez. Pretty solid starting five for Wendover, Rob.
And they don't go too deep into the bench, Bradley, and the foul trouble may be another key that we could add to our list that continues to grow. And for the Rebels tonight, starting number 2, Riker Hoffman, who had 18 in that opening game of the season. And Daniel Smith, number 4, leads the team in offensive boards. Drake Weston, number 5. And Ridge Lundgren, number 12. And finish it off with Carter Scott, number 25.
And yeah, Rob, I just want to reiterate how fun this team has been this year. Love these boys and excited to see how the end of this season's going to go. Next week, a big weekend for both the boys and girls. Not to get too ahead of ourselves, but playing both here Friday and Saturday, Manila and Tabiona. So for the boys. Big 3-game stretch starting right now.
And they travel to Big Piney on the Thursday,
on Thursday,
right?
Correct.
So good practice from Coach Cornea, Coach Lundgren to get 3 games in a row to prepare for the state tournament and the region tournament.
Yep. And these region games are big, so down at region, the 1 and the 2 seed get a bye first round, so you only have to play 2 games, whereas everyone else is going to be playing potentially 3 games. So big region game starting right now as Bateman and Smith look to tip off, and Smith wins that one, tipping it to Carter Scott, who passed it over to Lundgren on the right wing, and then to Weston. Weston back to Lundgren on the right wing. Daniel Smith now with the ball in hands to Drake. Drake 4-3, and that just rims out and rebounded by Gonzalez, which he does well. Up ahead to Vahe. And Mendoza with the ball. He'll hand to Vahe. Vahe gets a screen from Gonzalez. Looks for the pick and roll, but he'll just kick it back to Gonzalez on the wing. Gonzalez gives back to Vahe. As Vahe dribbles to his right, he gets into the paint, goes all the way to the hole with his left hand. No good, but a jump ball on a rebound between Bateman and Scott will give Wendover the ball under the basket.
As the Rebels got the opening tip.
So 7 seconds on the shot clock, Rob. Make note of that. Vahe, the inbounder, he passed ahead to Gonzalez. Good deflection there by Daniel Smith as Ridge gets it back out to Daniel in the corner, and he'll skip to Weston. Weston to Scott in the corner, and up to Lundgren up top. Riker Hoffman now has it on the wing and gives to Lundgren up top. Lundgren passes over to Hoffman. Hoffman gives to Smith on the wing. They're going to give Daniel some room there, and he dribbles over to Scott. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 5 seconds. Scott, he's going to be one to shoot. Oh, a nice play there to get it to Daniel on the cut, and that is no good. They're going to pass it ahead to Bateman on the other end. Bateman gets some pressure from Lundgren, and Weston gets the rebound off that missed basket from Bateman. Gets tipped out of bounds, but Rebels keep possession under the Wendover basket. So Drake will bring it across half court. He passes over to Lundgren. Lundgren takes a shot from the elbow, and that is good. Nice, pretty shot there from Ridge, giving the Rebels the first score of the ball game with 6:15 to go in the first. Gonzalez takes a long 3, and that is no good. Rebounded by Weston, going the other way. He's guarded by Vahe. Weston goes all the way to the rack, and they're going to get Drake with the offensive foul there. And, I was going to be more surprised that there was a no call. They did end up calling the offensive foul there, but it took a second. 6:03 to go in the first. 2-0 in favor of the Rebels. Vahe dribbles to his left. He tries to get into Bateman, and that's going to be a foul called on Ridge, guarding Bateman.
Reaching over from behind, trying to knock that ball loose. His second on the Rebels.
So I'm going to clear this up right now, Rob. I can see that the Rebels are already frustrated with the reffing's call. You can't buy into that attitude this early on, or it's going to hurt you throughout the game. As Scott able to break up a pass there. Definitely a block as Mendoza tried to draw the foul, but he more so just dove at the legs of Lundgren.
They're going to give him 2 shots at the free throw line. First foul on the Wildcats.
So Ridge with the first 2 points of the game earlier on with that jump shot. Now he'll go to the line to shoot 2 more.
2 powerful offenses, Bradley, but they've been quiet to start this ball game.
Ridge's first is up and good. 3-0 the score as Ridge has 1 more. And that shot is up and no good. Rare miss from Ridge. Rebounded by Riker. He gets it back up to Drake and then over to Daniel for 3. And Daniel hits from 3. So they'll have to scoot up a little bit more. Hey, there's your post move right there from our post. Great shot for Daniel, bringing it to be 6-0 with 5.5 to go in the first. Vahe has it up top. Dribbles to his left. And he's going to now dribble to his right, being guarded by Riker. Good defense from Hoffman. He hands to Bateman in the corner, but he's going to step out of bounds. Great defense from Riker Hoffman there to force that last-second pass that ended up out of bounds.
Third turnover on the Wildcats, and Jared Guzman, a junior, into the ball game for the Wildcats.
So Mendoza will come out, early sub for the Wildcats. Weston gets it across half court. Dribbles to his right, looks over to Scott. Scott now on the right wing. Scott dribbles into the paint, loses it, but Lundgren able to keep a hold of it. Up top to Hoffman. Hoffman tries to get to Weston, but that's stolen away underneath. And on the other end, Gonzalez takes it to the hoop, and no good. Scott finds Drake streaking to the basket, and Weston with a nice finish at the basket. They call a foul there.
They do. Basket's good.
So Drake will go to the line to shoot one. They're saying he got hit on the head on that layup. So Drake to go to the line to shoot one. And I think shouldn't the score be 8-0?
It should be 8-0.
That's what I was showing.
I know who's in charge of the scoreboard down there, Bradley, so he'll catch up.
There we go. It just went up. So Drake's one and only foul shot up and good. 9-0 as Vahe brings it across half court. Hands to Raul Vahe. Back to Bateman up top, then to Gonzalez. Gonzalez passes over to Vahe. Vahe gets into the paint, rims out off the front. Lundgren with a good rebound. He passes ahead to Smith. Smith gets it over to Hoffman. It was tipped, but he gets it out to Weston. Weston for three, and that is good. Rebels with a great start, Rob. A little bit better than the girls' start. They went 11-0. Boys now go 12-0. Hopefully they learn from that it's not over till the fourth quarter, but a great start for the boys. We'll go to a quick break. You're listening online at mylocalradio.com and at 98.3 KDQ FM.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
So the Rebels, I've got it with 13. Let me fix that. Should just be 12, right?
Yep. Halfway through the first quarter.
So the Rebels up 12-0 with 4:17 on the clock in the first quarter. The Vahe, I'm going to say they're brothers, bring it up the court here. And Vahe goes to his left, guarded by Hoffman. Great defense there by Carter as Vahe has to give it up to a cutter. Into the hand, knocked away into the hands of Weston. Weston quickly gets to the other end and finishes at the basket. Make that a 14-0 lead.
That was all speed from Drake because there were a couple guys with him when he had the ball, but he left him in the dust.
Does that make you excited for that 4x1 in track?
That does.
Bateman with the ball up top. He passes over to Guzman. Guzman back to Vahe. Vahe looking to get things going for his side offensively. Hands to Gonzalez. Gonzalez works it inside. That is no good. Rebounded by Weston. Weston quickly gets it ahead to Hoffman. Hoffman kicks it back out to Smith and then skips over to Scott. Scott finds Carter underneath. Carter working inside. He goes to the basket, not able to finish there. And that's going to be Weston's second. So he'll have to come out of the game. Riker Hoffman going in for him.
Yeah, I think Drake knows that that was one that he needs to just let go.
So ball is inbounded to Vahe. Vahe bringing it across half court. Bateman gets it from Vahe underneath. He makes a nice move, but not able to finish at the basket. Rebounded by Lundgren, given to Hoffman. Hoffman to Riker. Riker skips over to Ridge. Ridge, oh, wow, does this go in? Yes, it does.
That's an ankle breaker.
Wow. 17-0. And that was a beautiful move from Ridge Lundgren and a great finish on the three. That excited the crowd, and everything going right for the Rebels as another missed three for Wendover as Ridge takes it all the way to the basket. No good, but he's still fighting for the rebound. He and Bateman fight for it, and that's going to be a jump ball that'll stay here with the Rebels. What a great move by Ridge and a finish for that three. I was just kind of shocked watching the whole thing. I didn't even want to talk. I just wanted to watch the magic happen.
He will start the inbounds play from the baseline.
So Ridge to inbound. Gets it into Riker. Riker working his man underneath, and great finish for Riker. 19-0 with 2:22. Bit of a shocking start against Wendover. Rebels doing everything right. Gonzalez not able to finish. Bateman gets the ball underneath. He cannot finish. And that just rolls off the rim. Carter Hoffman gets it. Hands to Daniel. Daniel, nice move to get to the hole. 21-0 now in favor of the Rebels with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So the Wildcats have dug a deep hole to try to get out of as they're going to get Riker with the foul, the hand check. That's the fourth team foul for the Rebels.
First quarter in Wendover was 24-19 in favor of the Rebels. So the Rebels offense about the same, but obviously Wendover looking to break the ice.
Vahe gets it in the corner. He shoots no good. Rebounded by Gonzalez to keep it alive. That will reset the shot clock. Bateman for three. That is no good. Rebounded by Riker Hoffman. He brings it up, passes it ahead to Carter. Carter hands to Ridge. Ridge takes the three, and that is no good. Rebounded by Gonzalez. And given to Vahe. Vahe takes it up the court. He's got it on the left wing. He dribbles in a spin move at the basket. No good. Off the front iron. Taking it the other way. Scott from corner. He's going to try for three, and that is good. 24-0 now for the Rebels. We'll see if Wendover takes a timeout here, but it'll be a foul instead to send Vahe, Daniel Vahe, to the line to try to get the first points of the ball game for Wendover.
And the foul is going to be on Ridge. Nope, it is on Riker Hoffman, his second, and it looks like Jet Holmes coming into the ball game.
Vahe's first is up and good. So 24-1 now. As Wendover able to get on the board. So Daniel Vahe will take another shot here. His shot is up and good. So the Wendover is on the board after a set of Vahe free throws. Jet Holmes into the game. He passes over to Lundgren, gets it across half court. Lundgren, good spin move, and he finds a wide open Daniel Smith underneath. Daniel misses his first, but gets the second. Good unselfish play there by Ridge to feed him underneath, and good finish for Daniel. Mendoza with the long three. That is no good. Rebounded by Scott. Scott finds a streaking Holmes on the other end. He pump fakes, turns, and shoots, and it just rims out. Rebounded by Vahe and thrown up ahead to Mendoza, and that is out of bounds.
The fifth turnover on the Wildcats.
So ball inbounded to Ridge with 22 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Rebels up 26-2. And they're going to try for the last basket with Ridge just dribbling it out up top. 10 seconds. Ridge dribbles to his right. He's going to take a jumper from the elbow, and that is good. 28 points for the Rebels in the first quarter as Vahe puts up a prayer, and that is no good. That's about as good as you can ask for if you're the Rebels with a 28-2 start of this game. We'll go to a quick break. Back after this with the second quarter of action.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
So, Rob, if we were to give the first quarter scores from both games but not say which games it was for, you would have think these were flip-flopped, as the Rebels off to a hot start, 28-2, and we'll start off with a foul on Daniel Smith on Raul Vahe on that shot attempt.
Looked like he was passing it off. There's a discussion from the referees. They're going to give it to him on the baseline. Foul's going to be on Daniel Smith. I believe that is his first, and obviously the first in the quarter.
So Vahe enters the ball in to Guzman. Guzman back to Vahe. Vahe goes to the rack, and there, nice finish for Vahe. And the Rebels down the other end. Weston passes to Hoffman. Hoffman dribbles to his left and hands to Weston. Weston's going to take an open three, and that rims out. Rebounded by Mendoza and handed to Vahe. Vahe gets it across half court. He pulls up and passes to Guzman. Guzman with the shot, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith tries to get it to Holmes up ahead, and they're going to get Holmes with the foul. Going the other way. So the pass just a little bit behind, and Holmes with the foul. So Wendover will get the ball back, down 24 points with 7:17 to go in the second quarter. Vahe passes to Guzman, back to Vahe, over to Bateman. Vahe has it on the wing. Passes to Guzman, tipped away by Weston. Still Wendover's ball, as Raul Vahe will be the inbounder. Vahe enters it in. He dribbles into the paint with the floater, and that is good. Quickly on the other end, the Rebels get it to Holmes and then to Smith. Smith on the right wing. He'll skip it over to Weston. Weston hands to Scott. Scott dribbles in, nice floater, and that is good. Carter Scott has a great floater that you saw there, and nice finish in the paint. Gonzalez passes over to Vahe up top. Vahe back to Raul Vahe. Vahe had Bateman underneath, but the skip pass to the block just a little bit too high, as Riker Hoffman will sub in for Daniel Smith.
Daniel Arder with 9 points and 3 rebounds.
So Weston brings it across and hands to Holmes up top. Holmes passes to Scott. Scott looking for Drake, the cutter, and Drake, nice finish underneath amongst the trees. With 6:08 to go, Rebels up 32-6 here in the second quarter. Guzman drives to the basket, but no good, as Riker Hoffman, a nice rebound, and gets it over to Carter Hoffman. Hoffman crosses half court, passes to Riker Hoffman. Riker hands to Weston. Weston dribbles to his right, hands to Scott. Scott, good crossover and another floater, this time off the front iron, and rebounded by Vahe. Knocked away by Holmes, but they're going to get him with a reach.
And his first foul, the third on the Rebels. Oh, sorry, his second. The third on the Rebels in the quarter. Yet a foul to be called on the Wildcats.
So Magallanes into the ball game, and he passes to Vahe. Vahe for three, no good. Rebounded by Guzman. So now Guzman has it on the right wing. He dribbles to his left. Tries to skip past it over. That is intercepted by Hoffman. Gets it ahead to Holmes. Holmes tries to save it, but that'll be out of bounds and give him back to Wendover.
As they trade turnovers, 7 on the Wildcats, just 2 on the Rebels so far.
So now Wendover trying to get another score to chip away at this lead. So shot is up and good.
Oh my
Interesting.
goodness.
So they're going to say that Riker hit into the Wendover player, who then put Jet right into the floor.
So that is the second foul on Riker Hoffman, who
I think everyone in the gym's really confused.
Yeah, does not look happy with that call.
I missed our play there, but so Wendover will keep the ball on their end of the floor. Vahe with it. He passes it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez finds an open man. Great pass there to Guzman. 32-10 now. Rebels with the ball. Weston kicks it back to Lundgren and then over to Scott. Weston with the ball up top once again. He thinks about it, but he'll just drive on Gonzalez. Not able to get a finish. Jet Holmes again tries to keep the ball in bounds, but it goes out. And so Daniel Smith in for Holmes now. So it's Lundgren, Weston, Smith, Scott, and Hoffman in the game for the Rebels. Vahe passes over to Magallanes. Magallanes over to Guzman. Guzman drives all the way to the hole and scores. So now we're seeing what we expected out of Wendover, but they have dug themselves into quite a hole, still down 20 to the Rebels. Smith hands to an open Scott. Scott for three, no good. Nice rebound by Vahe. They get it across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez not able to finish. Weston gets the rebound going the other way, and he's going to go all the way to the hole, and nice finish there by Drake. Getting some airtime at the rim. 34-12 now for the Rebels. Vahe, he's going to dribble to his left. He goes all the way to the basket. Not able to finish, but good rebound and putback there by Daniel Vahe. 34-14 now in favor of the Rebels. Scott brings it across, passes over to Weston. Weston on the wing, dribbles to his left, hands to Hoffman. Hoffman to Scott. Scott drives in. He's going to do another floater from the elbow. No good. Rebounded by Guzman, and he passes ahead to Vahe. Vahe to Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to take a long three-pointer. That is no good. Rebounded by Vahe, and he puts it up. Weston not able to do much there, having 2 fouls here. And Lundgren now bringing it across half court. Lundgren hands to Scott. Scott, nice. Great give and go there as he finds Daniel Smith cutting to the basket. Very pretty play there. Good vision for Scott. Nice finish for Daniel. Vahe has it on the right wing. Pass over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Rual Vahe. Raul takes the three. That's Vahe for three. No good. Rebounded by Lundgren. Lundgren gets it across half court. And he'll find Daniel Smith. Good extra pass to Scott from the wing. No good. Usually that's an automatic for Scott. But great effort by Smith to break up that pass on the other end. And Dylan Fonsbeck's going to go into the game here. In for Carter Scott. So 36-16, Rebels up. Ball is inbound to Vahe on the left wing. Passes it over to Raul Vahe. He goes baseline. Good defense there by Carter Hoffman. Leads to a missed shot and then rebounded by Lundgren. Weston feeds Fonsbeck from the corner. Fonsbeck almost able to finish, but not quite. And that is tipped away into the hands of Vahe. Gets it across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a step back three off the mark and rebounded by Lundgren. 1:40 to go in the first half. The Rebels up 20, 36-16. Lundgren dribbling over to the right wing. Off the screen from Fonsbeck. He pulls up for three. That's no good. Gonzalez with the rebound. He hands to Bateman. Both teams a little stagnant on offense right now, Rob, as Vahe trying to get things alive. That just bounces out. And good tip by Hoffman into the hands of Lundgren. Lundgren hands to Hoffman. Hoffman goes to the rack and just not able to finish there. Good effort by Carter to try to get the rebound there on the second effort, but that will go out of bounds.
No score for the last minute and a half, Bradley.
From either side?
From either side.
57.6 on the clock. First half about to come to a close.
Looks like we're getting a few subs in to try to protect some people from some foul trouble.
Yep, I like that strategy from Coach Cornea. Ball is inbounded to Vahe. Looks to enter it into Raul Vahe. He goes baseline on Hoffman. Hoffman, good defense, shut that down. Ball's kicked back out. And they're going to get Holmes. Seems like Jet's sixth foul of the game.
Well, we'll see. I think it could be his third.
Yep.
Only the third and the fourth free throw attempts from the Wildcats, and looks like we're going to put Carter Scott back in for Jet.
Maglanis' three is good. Foul shot is good. 36-17 now.
Breaks the scoring drought.
If Wendover can get into the 20s and prevent the Rebels from scoring again, it's a doable second half for them. As the second foul shot is up and good, and if you're the Rebels, you want to keep extending this lead, get at least another basket before the end of the half. Ridge brings it across half court, passes to Hoffman on the wing. Hoffman hands to Smith. Smith goes all the way to the basket, and he is fouled. And that will be the first team foul for the Wildcats this quarter. That will send Daniel to the line to shoot two.
He had a similar drive earlier in the ball game, Bradley, but it was a no call.
That's true, yep. And his first is up and good. That'll bring the score 37-16 now in favor of the Rebels.
18.
Excuse me, 18, thank you. That one is no good, so it remains 37-18. Wendover with the ball. Vahe goes all the way to the hole, nearly untouched. 37-20 now. So 13 seconds. Lundgren with the ball. We'll see what the Rebels draw up here. Lundgren goes to his right. Nice spin move, but met at the hole by Guzman, and so Ridge is going to go to the line to shoot two.
Guzman's second foul. Ridge to the second trip to the free throw line. He was 1 of 2 in the first quarter.
Ridge's first is up and good. 38-20 now.
Ridge already in double digits.
The Rebels up 18 with 4.6 to go. Ridge's second is up and good as well. So 39-20 now. 3 seconds on the clock. Vahe is going to take a half-court shot, and that'll be no good. So that'll bring the halftime score 39-20 in favor of the Rebels. We'll go to a quick break. When we come back, our final standout student segment of the weekend, and then we'll go over the first half highlights. We'll be back after this.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
It is time for our Standout Student segment, and I'm excited to have my buddy Cade Nelson on. Cade, how are things going for you today?
They're doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. We're going to talk about a couple different things, but let's jump right into basketball, the current sport you're doing. We'll talk a little bit about football too, and then we'll end with how things are going in school. It's over halfway through the season. How's your junior year of basketball going?
It's been going really well. It's been better than all my previous years. It's been nice. I don't play a ton of varsity, but I get in time, and it's been nice to play in the varsity level. I'm hoping I can finish out the year strong and lead in well to next year's basketball season. So,
speaking of next year in JV, Cade, anyone who watches you guys play in those JV games, the chemistry is very strong, and you guys play super well together. What's that like playing with your classmates, since the majority of the JV team is juniors?
It's been really nice. I've been able to be with my friends ever since elementary, and we've always had that type of connection on the court. I don't know if I could really have any type of connection with anybody else. I've been able to play with them I don't know how long, and the way that we can connect and the times that we have out in the court are like none other. So it's been a real pleasure to play with my buddies.
And Cade, you have been doing really well lately. You played a lot in the Tinted game, which was a close, competitive one, and did a great job there. What was that like going into the third quarter when it's just a couple-point ball game, getting your name called?
It was different. I normally don't play a lot in the closer games, and for him to look down the bench and tell me to take my warm-up off, it felt like it put a big burden on my chest almost. But I went in there and I was able to breathe, and I was able to take advantage of the time I was getting, and it was really fun to go in and contribute to the team.
That's awesome. And speaking of contributing to the team, Cade, you played a very large role in the state championship in football this year. Talk to me about the football season and what you walked away with.
This junior year season was really fun for football. In the past, I was a big JV contributor, and going into this year, I wasn't expecting a lot of varsity time, but then we had the week before we played Gunnison for the first time, Larson told me that I would be starting on the line. And it came as a bit of a shocker. As the year went on, I felt more comfortable playing in the varsity position, and it started to roll. And we went into the playoffs, was able to do well, got to that championship game. I'm like, okay, this is my moment. Let's do something with it. And we were able to come out victorious, and it was a good win.
And we're expecting another great season from you and your teammates next year in football as well. Cade, you're well over halfway of the school year now. How's your junior year going?
Really, really good. I've had a really fun year, especially now when I'm starting college classes. I always thought that these college classes would be kind of hard to do, but these classes, they're not as hard as you'd think they'd be. I think they'd be a whole nother level with high school, but they're just as easy as these high school classes I've been taking, so it's been really, really good.
Well, I asked Jet to find me a couple kids for standout students, and he said, hey, you should ask Cade. Killed it Tinted game, and he gets straight A's. So you come well recommended for the standout student segment.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I know you've got another year of high school, but do you know what you want to do after high school?
I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I've always kind of thought about something medical. A lot of my family's been in the medical field and done something like that. But the more I think about it, I'm like, I kind of want to do something a little different. I kind of would like to be like a pilot or something like that. My uncle is a pilot. He's the only other one that isn't really in the medical field. He could show me a lot on how to be a pilot or something like that. So I think it'd be really cool to be a pilot.
Well, what you should do is just combine the two and be a life flight pilot. I hear that is an awesome job. So you've got elements of both to combine there. Well, I'm sure you're going to do great things, Cade. I always end our interviews with asking our standout student if there's a teacher you'd like to give a shout out to that's had a positive impact on you during your time at Rich High School so far.
The new teacher, Mr. Mitch Jessen.
History teacher, right?
Only taught me, yes, he's a history teacher. He has only taught me for 1 year, and the year that I had him, he was a phenomenal teacher. I loved his class. He was really good at what he did and how he taught our history lessons. I loved his class.
Well, you're not the only one. I think it was Jet that, gave him a shout out as well and spoke highly of him. So anyway, great shout out. And Cade, thanks for taking the time to talk with me. Good luck this week as you have Altamont and Wendover on the schedule. So good luck against them and for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Bradley.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Welcome back. The score, once again, shouldn't be the Altamont logo on there, but it's 39-20 in favor of the Rebels. Rob, go through some of our first half stats.
Well, the Rebels shooting 50% from inside the arc, 11 of 22, just 4 of 10 from beyond the arc, and again a flip-flop in the first quarter. They are 4 of 6. And then 0 of 4 in the second quarter, and 5 of 7 from the free throw line. 47% overall shooting. Wendover just 9 of 14 from inside the arc. That is 64%. But 0 of 11 from three-point land. We said one of the biggest keys was who could hit from outside, and so far the Rebels up 4-0. After shooting 0% from the first quarter, I think the fact that Wendover shooting 36% overall is doing pretty good. Wendover only behind 1 on the boards. Ridge Lundgren already with a double-double. 10 rebounds and 10 points. And Gonzalez, no surprise, with 5 boards for the Wildcats. As far as the points go, I am off a point somewhere, Bradley. But I've got Daniel Smith with 12, Riker Hoffman with 2, Ridge with 10, Drake with 10, Carter Scott with 5, and Riker Hoffman with 2. And for the Wildcats, it's going to take me a minute, but the leading scorer is Danny Vahe. He's got 8 so far in the ball game.
So a good balanced scoring effort for the Rebels. And yeah, Rob, we knew that this was a good Wendover team. We just didn't see them show up until later on after they had dug themselves into quite the hole, but they've been able to battle back, as you see with their scoring percentage. But the Rebels, a tough team to take to beat once you're down 20, and we'll see if the Rebels can hang on to that lead. So we'll go to a quick break. When we get back, the second half begins between the Rich High Rebels and the Wendover Wildcats. We'll be back after this.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Welcome back to the Station on Main halftime score. The Rebels leading the Wendover Wildcats 39-20. What do you have for us, Rob?
Well, I found my error. Daniel Smith only with 10 in the first half. And for the Wildcats, Raul Vahe with 4, Kevin Gonzalez with just 2. Daniel Vahe, as we said, he's got 8. And Cesar Magallanes, he's got 2. And Jared Guzman with 4.
And there you have it. There is the first half highlights. Brought to you by the Station on Main, part of the halftime show. Rob, I keep going back to that Cokeville game. It's crazy to see the vast difference every single game since then that these boys have been able to accomplish, and that first half was no different. And so we are just 25 seconds away from the start of the second half. In fact, Wendover's players are on the court ready to roll while the Rebels are still warming up.
Part of the challenge for the Wildcats, Bradley, they didn't play last night in Manila, so you've got a bus trip and probably a stay overnight in Evanston. So it has been a long day or two, as senior Dom Anderson entertaining the crowd with a little drum solo.
We'll definitely miss that after he graduates.
Absolutely. He is amazing.
Big shoes to fill. So we will now start our third quarter. Let me update I never updated the second quarter, so we are just about to begin quarter number 3.
Wildcats outscore the Rebels 18-11 in that second quarter, Bradley.
Weston inbounds the ball to Lundgren. Weston finds Daniel Smith at the foul line. Daniel going to go right to the hole. He's stopped by Gonzalez. Tries to get to Scott, but knocked away by Vahe. Lundgren the inbounder. He finds Carter Hoffman. Hoffman back up to Smith. Smith for 3, and that is no good. Rebounded by Bateman. Bateman passes it over to Vahe. Vahe gets it across. And Vahe will go for that shot, and it will not. It will roll out. Good rebound by Lundgren. He gets it ahead to Hoffman. Hoffman gets it back to Lundgren. Lundgren hands to Weston. Weston dishes it out to Hoffman. Hoffman goes to the hole but gives back to Lundgren, and that goes out of bounds.
Ridge
saves it and it goes off the hands of Vahe. Yep.
16 on the shot clock. A little bit of a switch starting Carter Hoffman in the second half versus Riker in the first half.
Yep. So Scott brings it across half court after the inbound. Hands to Weston. Weston dribbles to his right. Gets it to Lundgren. They tried for the alley-oop play there, but Lundgren's going to back it off and shoot the 3, but that is no good as time expires.
Shot clock just winding down. Ridge wise to put it up, but just on the front of the rim.
So Vahe brings it across half court. Passes to Raul Vahe. He goes up for the shot. No good. Rebound and put back by Gonzalez. That's no good. Finally rebounded by Weston. And Weston gets it across half court, going the other way. He'll put up a floater, and that is good. Drake Weston able to go in, and a nice floater to finish. 41-20 now for the Rebels. Daniel Vahe drives to the basket. No good, but ends up in the hands of Gonzalez that he's able to put it back for 2 at the hoop. Lundgren hands to Hoffman. Hoffman dribbles to his left, goes to the hoop, not able to finish there, but able to tie up and get the jump ball.
No, they're going to give him a foul.
Oh, they're down on a foul. So first foul for Carter. Still 41-22. So Vahe brings it across half court. Hands to Gonzalez. Gonzalez passes to Vahe. Tipped away by Lundgren, and then from Hoffman, who gets a nice pass ahead to Lundgren, and Ridge able to finish at the rim. 43-22 now. And Daniel Vahe tries to keep it alive, but passes it away, and that goes out of bounds. Back to possession of the Rebels. Carter dribbles to his left, turns, hands to Scott. Scott then kicks it out to Lundgren. Big 3 there. I believe that was Carter Scott, wasn't it?
It was.
46-22 now for that big 3 from Carter. Vahe picks up his dribble. Good defense there from Hoffman. Hoffman gets the dribble and passes it ahead to Lundgren. Lundgren, an alley-oop to Daniel Smith, almost able to finish. But they're going to get a foul as Daniel had no place to land. And so Daniel's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul's going to go on number 1. That is Angel Mendoza.
Yeah, and Rob, I believe mostly there. Our friend Colin Pace can chime in from afar, but I believe he didn't give Daniel any room to land, and that's where the foul came in.
Daniel 1 of 2 earlier in the game, and we will avoid the broadcaster jinx and watch him hit the second.
And that is up and good. Just leaves out. And there it was. 47-22 now with 5 minutes to go in the third. Vahe gets it across half court, hands to Gonzalez. Gonzalez passes over to Bateman. Bateman tries to get it to Magdalenas, cutting to the hole, but Ridge able to steal it and pass it to Smith. Smith hands to Drake. Weston passes to Lundgren. Lundgren gets a screen from Hoffman. He has a step back three that is no good. Rebounded by Hoffman. Pass tipped away and back to Daniel. Daniel passes over to Weston. Weston going all the way to the hole, and he's able to finish off the glass. 49-22, Rebels just rolling in this third quarter in the second half. Vahe on the other end, he tries for the score and is able to have a nice finish with a spin move at the hole as well. Weston brings it across half court. Hands to Lundgren. Lundgren, nice spin move and finish. So, Robin, maybe the stats will disagree just from the eye test. The Rebels have done such a great job all year shooting from the perimeter, but today a lot of finishes inside from our guards, essentially.
Absolutely.
So after that missed basket out of bounds, Wendover does have it. They inbound it to Gonzalez, but Daniel Smith, a nice tip away out of bounds.
Into the cheerleaders, which Wendover brings quite the group of cheerleaders
they do have
on
a
the
good
road.
Crew. Yep. That explains the nice fancy charter bus I see outside.
You got it. That's a long trip.
That is a long trip. We hope them a nice safe travel back with the storm going on up here. Gonzalez waves Vahe away. He's going to drive baseline on Hoffman. Hoffman doing a good job defensively as Gonzalez turns and shoots. Rebounded by Daniel Vahe again, and then by Gonzalez, and he puts it back. You weren't lying when you said that Gonzalez is quite the rebounder at the beginning of this game. Scott has it up top. 3:21 to go in the third. Rebels up 51-26. Lundgren hands to Hoffman. Riker Hoffman goes for three. That is no good. And they're going to get Carter Hoffman with the foul on that rebound. So that is Carter's what? Second?
Second.
Okay.
Daniel Vahe with the rebound and rubbing the side of his head as Carter tried to help him with that rebound. Drake putting a little full court pressure on.
So Wendover brings it across half court. Get it inside to Gonzalez. Gonzalez almost finishes at the hole. And he gets his own rebound and putback, so he's going to go to the line to shoot two.
That is his 10th board, Bradley.
Yeah, I knew he had quite a few. So keeping up with his average, I suppose.
Absolutely.
So Gonzalez goes to the line to shoot two. His first is up and good.
Wendover is perfect from the free throw line. 5 for 5, Bradley. You know what that means?
5 points?
That's true, but it also means, hey, broadcaster jinx right here.
There you
can't
go.
Make the next
That's
one.
true. There you go. Good thinking. So Gonzalez's second is up, and there you go. Spot on. Rob's evil with that jinx. Keep that in mind for state. You better come down to state and use that. Scott has it at the top of the key. He hands to Weston. Weston dribbles to his right, and they're going to get Mendoza. Yeah, with the foul.
I believe that is his second. Oh, it's his third.
Weston looking to inbound. He gets it into Hoffman. Hoffman goes to his left and no good. Rebounded by Gonzalez. So I'll say, Rob, I talked to Carter, and I know that he's a little frustrated a little bit with his scoring, but defensively he is still spot on and contributing with the defensive play and rebounding. In the meantime, three-pointer is good for Wendover. Weston with the ball up top. Dribbles to his right, passes to Hoffman. Hoffman skips to Smith. Smith drives in. He's stopped by Gonzalez, who passes it ahead to Vahe. Raul Vahe goes in, misses it. Rebounded by Scott. Scott gets it ahead to Riker Hoffman. Hoffman has to just throw it back in before going out of bounds, which he does successfully. Scott goes right back to Riker, and he is fouled on the putback, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That was the first three-point make for the Wildcats, Bradley.
And Riker will go to the line to shoot 2.
Rebels 6 of 9 so far tonight
from the free
throw line.
Riker's first is up and no good. So one more coming up for Hoffman. Rebels up 21, 51-30, with a minute 54 to go in the third quarter. And Riker's second is up and good.
Ends a 6-0 run by the Wildcats.
Gonzalez has it on the right wing. He's going to keep it himself and go to the baseline. Stopped by Smith. He'll have to kick it back out to Mendoza. Mendoza passes over to Guzman. Kicked around. Hoffman dives to try to keep the ball alive, and that'll go out of bounds. Great effort there from Carter to try to keep things alive. So a minute 33 to go here in the third. Ball is inbounded to Vahe. He looks to pull up but kicks it back out. Vahe drives to the lane and he gets fouled by, I believe, Daniel Smith.
He got the block up top, but he got him with the body down low, I think. That is Daniel's second foul. You're going to get Ridge Lundgren and Jet Holmes back into the ball game.
2 shots coming up for the Wildcats. Shot 1 of 2 is up and rolls just out.
Only a minute 19 to end this quarter.
Vahe's second foul shot is up, and that is good. Score now 52-31 with just over a minute to go. Minute 16 on the clock for the Rebels. Lundgren hands to Holmes. Holmes to Hoffman. Hoffman dribbles to his left, and he'll get fouled. And I believe he will. Nope, that'll be the fourth team foul.
4 team fouls on both sides.
So,
got a sub coming in for Wendover. Du Bois, I'm going to assume some connection to the.
Yep. His sister or cousin had a great game today.
Yes,
earlier
she did.
In the girls' game. Lundgren quickly inbounds it to Smith in the corner. Smith hands to Hoffman. Hoffman into Smith. Smith working against Gonzalez, and he hands to Riker. Riker tries to get it back. It is tipped away, but back in the hands of Riker. And it tipped away into the hands of Vahe this time. Vahe drives to the hole, stolen right from under him from Carter. Carter passes ahead to Daniel. Daniel looks to finish, and he'll get fouled at the basket, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 40 seconds on the clock in the third quarter.
Daniel has split both trips to the free throw line. Looks like he's going to get the first one to go. Make it 53-31. And another sub, number 0, Marcus Gomez, a junior, into the game for Gonzalez. Give him a break with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Give him a little bit of a rest. And Daniel breaks his streak, hits both of them, and Wendover back the other way. Vahe taking his time with 26 on the shot clock, 29 on the game clock, looking for the last shot of the quarter, and he's going to pop a 3. No good, but rebound by Du Bois, who just entered the ball game. Easy putback for him. Rebels get away with 14 seconds to go in the quarter, and Lundgren is going to look for the last shot. Less than 10 seconds to go up top, and he's going to go right to the rack and put it in. And one possibility as Du Bois just into the ball game is going to, nope, that's Gomez with the foul. And Ridge, 3 of 4 from the free throw line so far tonight. Got a chance to end this one with 3.5 seconds to go in the third. And the free throw is nothing but net. Wendover pass to the half-court line and going to launch a nice 3 attempt and just rims out. And that'll do us for the first 3.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about 3 things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for 2 reasons. 1, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Rebels outscore the Wildcats 18-13 in that third quarter, Bradley. As the Wildcats get the early possession, Vahe up top being guarded by Drake Weston goes to the paint, and he is going to be tripped up. Don't know if that's his own fault or a little help from Drake, but referee's got to make a call on this one. They're going to compare notes and give it to Drake. I do believe that could be his third. First one on the Rebels in the quarter. And the Wildcats have it on the baseline. And Raul Vahe with the inbounds pass, looking for some help, and gets it out to Gonzalez, being guarded by Dylan Fonsbeck, who's into the ball game. And shot is up but no good, and Riker Hoffman with a strong rebound, and he's taking it the other way, decides to pull it back out, and it is nearly stolen. It is stolen by the Wildcats. And Vahe underneath, Lundgren with the defense, able to stop the shot, but rebound and a 3-point attempt by Guzman, no good. Riker Hoffman with the rebound, and Ridge Lundgren in no hurry to bring this one back up court. 7 minutes to go in the ball game, and Drake Weston on the outside. He's going right to the hole and rims out, but rebound's going to go into Guzman's hand and over to Gonzalez and ahead to Vahe, who's going to go right to the rack and lay that one in. Backed it away by the Rebels. Ridge Lundgren on the left side. Drake wide open for a 3 and nothing but net. Had way too much time to think about that one. Wildcats bringing it back across half court on the left-hand side. Drake with the defense. Vahe in the paint, and that is blocked by Lundgren, but he gets his own rebound, and Carter Scott, surprise, surprise, with the rebound down the court to Ridge, and he gets the feed from Riker Hoffman, lays it in for 2. Wildcats backed it away. Gonzalez driving the left-hand side. Over to Vahe, and he lays it over to number 12. That would be Bateman with the 2. Rebels coming the other way. Weston on the left-hand side. Give and go to Hoffman underneath of Riker, and he tries to feed Fonsbeck. Unfortunately, it's kicked away, but the Rebels scramble for the loose ball. Lundgren over to Riker Hoffman. Try a give and go. Tipped away by Vahe, and he's coming the other way. Going to go up, no good. Bateman with the rebound, and unfortunately Carter Scott got his hand in the cookie jar with the foul. Going to send Bateman to the line. His first trip to the free throw line, shooting 2 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth. 62-37. First one up and no good off the right-hand side of the rim. Bateman, a senior, and misses the second. Ridge Lundgren with another rebound, and that puts him at about 12 for the ball game. Over to Riker Hoffman on the left-hand side. Looking inside, got Dylan Fonsbeck outside. Top of the key over to Drake on the right-hand side. Drake drives the middle of the paint, kicks it back out to Riker Hoffman. Fonsbeck on the far right, back up to Ridge, who's going to reset the offense with 10 on the shot clock. And I believe Ridge will take this one on his own. He goes, pirouettes in the paint, kick back, no, short, but he goes and hustles and knocks the rebound off the leg of Daniel Vahe and gets the Rebels another possession, 33 on the shot clock. Nobody better to know where the ball's going to go than the shooter. Ridge with the inbounds pass to Fonsbeck over to Carter Scott, back to Ridge in the right-hand corner. He drives the middle of the paint, and he's going to go against three and lay it up off the glass for two. Wildcats back the other way. Vahe being guarded by Drake Weston is going to go inside. Shut off there by Drake. Gonzalez with a long two, no good. Vahe with the rebound, and he puts that back up and in for two. As we go back and forth, Carter Scott, right-hand side, back up to Ridge at the top of the key, taking his time. Going to hand off to Riker Hoffman, who comes to the free throw line. Carter Scott with a little push shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, but they're going to call him as Carter points to himself and says, "You're going to call that on me?" And the referee, with a smile on his face, says the foul is on 25. And that is the third foul on the Rebels in the quarter, the second on Carter Scott. Daniel Vahe with the dribble at half court over to Raul Vahe. In the corner to Gonzalez. Back up to Daniel Vahe, and they're going to go to the corner to Bateman. That is blocked by Ridge, his second block of the game. Tipped away, and Riker Hoffman's got the ball to Ridge. He tries to feed Drake underneath. Gonzalez with just a hand as Coach Cornea having a little fun with the Wildcat head coach, and his name is going to slip my mind right now, Bradley.
Coach Murphy.
There
Kyle
you go.
Murphy.
Thank you.
And Rob, thanks for doing the play-by-play for me and the camera and the stats. I had to step away for a minute. So thank you for the coverage there. Weston with the ball on the left wing. He's going to drive to the hoop, and that one will roll in. 66-39 with 3:43 to go in this game. It has been an entertaining one for the Rebels. Gonzalez passes it back over to Vahe. Vahe going to go for three, and that is no good. Rebounded by Scott, and he's going to be fouled as he tries to get back up court.
Raul Vahe with the foul, his second, only the first on the Wildcats in the quarter.
Scott inbounds to Lundgren. Lundgren brings it across half court. Ridge dribbles to his right, looking for Scott on the double screen. Well drawn up just off the front iron. Great look there that Coach Cornea got. And other way, Vahe goes for three. That is no good. Rebounded by Weston. And we'll go the other way with just over 3 minutes to go. Weston. Oh.
Dylan Fonsbeck with a beautiful pass to Ashlyn Stevens, who is the cheerleader on the end of the front row. And
yesterday was Carly. Today it's
it's Ashlyn. I was wondering when Coach Cornea would do this, and maybe that's what Coach Murphy was asking Coach Cornea, is when are you going to call off the Dogs, because you just got a hockey line change from the Rebels.
And so it'll be Holmes, Grohl, Hoffman, Fonsbeck, and Smith into the game.
To Fonsbeck's credit, she is a Rebel, but not on the court.
I mean, she was Student of the Week, so.
There you go.
66-39 still the score for the Rebels as Mendoza passes it to Vahe, then to Raul Vahe. He goes baseline, hands to Bateman. Bateman able to finish with a nice floater from the baseline. Holmes brings it across half court with 2:40 to go in the game. Smith in the corner tries to get it over to Fonsbeck, and Fonsbeck not able to get there in time, and that'll go out of bounds.
And Wendover does the exact same with a 5-man line change. Coach Murphy, the girls' coach, correct? That's an assistant for the boys.
So Coach Murphy is the head coach for the boys. Manny Alvarez, the head coach for the girls.
Okay.
And Manny Alvarez, he was an assistant for Coach Murphy for years on the boys' team. So ball does get over to Mendoza, but he is fouled by
Carter Grohl, and he is going to get himself in the books with a foul, his fourth on the Rebels.
So 2:28 to go here. Rebels up 66-41. Mendoza with the ball. He passes over. They try to get it inside to Tom, and Tom gets that tipped away into the hands of Grohl. Grohl hands to Holmes. 30 seconds on the shot clock as Jet backs it out. 2:09 on the game clock. Jet gets it over to Grohl. Grohl passes to Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck dribbles to his left and hands to Hoffman. Hoffman dribbles to his left. He goes to the hole and not able to finish. That just comes off the mark and into the hands of Mendoza. Mendoza, he will find
Du Bois.
Gomez.
Oh,
number 0, right? Gomez,
Yep.
He gets the banked shot in. 66-44 now.
Banks open on a Saturday.
That's right. Minute 33 to go here as Wasden, Weston, and Nelson checking into the game. That 3 is off the mark for Fonsbeck. Rebounded by Wendover, taking it the other way. That's number 14. There's Du Bois for you.
Okay.
Missed jumper there, rebounded by the Rebels. Holmes brings it back across. Just over a minute to go here in the game. Rebels up 66-44. Grohl looking, he passes to Smith. Smith, it just tips out of his hands on the other end. Daniel's going to drive and dish to Carter. 56 seconds to go. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Holmes with the ball. He'll go off the screen for Fonsbeck. He'll go for a long 3, and that is good. Jet Holmes with the 3 with 43 seconds to go here in the game. On the other end, a 3-point rattles in. That is LeVar Tom with the 3-point basket.
Coach Cornea trying to get his subs in.
With 29 seconds to go into the game, Cade Nelson.
Aiden Weston,
yep.
And Dylan Wasden.
Sorry, I froze up there for a minute on the names.
Been there, done that one, Bradley.
I say their names all season long, and I just froze up there. Jet gets it over to Grohl. Grohl to Wasden up top. Wasden's going to go for 3, and that one just rattles out, but Grohl with a nice putback. 71-47 with 13 seconds left. This should be the final possession as Mendoza keeps it alive. Hands to Du Bois. Du Bois goes for the floater, and that just off the mark. And a tie-up between Wasden and Tom with 1.5 seconds to go here in the game. So stay tuned for our post-game show, our Ellingford Brothers post-game show. Our Independent Software Solutions post-game show coming up after this, but that is the final. Rebels 71 and Wendover 47. We'll be back after this.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
The Rebels cap off a 2-0 weekend against Wendover, winning 71-47. And I know you've heard me say it, but sorry, our logo is wrong on the screen showing Altamont, but this was a victory against the Wendover Wildcats. Rob, what do you have for us for our final recap of the night?
Well, your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, Bradley. This was not what we expected. The Rebels jump out to a 28-2 first quarter lead as the Wildcats do not hit a shot from the field. Only 2 free throws in that first quarter. They come back with an 18-11 score in the second quarter to make it 39-20 at halftime. And the third quarter ends with the Rebels 57-33, and then it's 14-14 in the fourth quarter. Rebels walk away with an unexpected 71-47 win against the Wendover Wildcats. If you would have told me, Bradley, we were going to have a barn burner and we were going to have a blowout, I would have expected it would have been flip-flopped.
Yep, absolutely.
The girls have to come from behind in the fourth quarter as Bray Pugmire and Molly Weston combine to put some fire under the girls who were down 5. And the boys, Wendover may be because of a back-to-back, may just be a bad shooting night. I believe they only got 1-3 in the first 3 quarters, got a couple there in the end, but they just did not shoot it well from beyond the arc.
So that will be our thank you, Rob, for our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Now we get back to, I'll talk about the precision play of the game, Rob, while you figure out our player of the game. But it's got to be, and this is brought to you by D. McKay Frankham, it's got to be Ridge's step back 3 after the ankle breaker on poor Bateman. But that will be one he will go back and watch many times, as he should. That was a thing of beauty. You'll see ankle breakers, but then the pressure's on to hit the 3, right? And he stepped back and did that, so that was a fun play. So great job to Ridge on that precision play of the game. And Rob, what are you thinking on our Crawford Trough player of the game?
Well, with everything that Ridge did, it would be easy to give it to him, but I'm going to give it to Daniel Smith tonight. He got the Rebels off to a good start with an early 3 and did some mighty good work underneath on the boards and with some defense on Gonzalez, who was their leading scorer, and he has 4 at halftime. So I would say player of the game goes to Daniel Smith for tonight.
I like it. Well, that'll be all. Thank you for tuning in. Our Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. Next week, a big week for Rich High Sports as the wrestlers have state wrestling next weekend down at, is it Richfield?
It's Richfield, Sevier Valley Center, both the boys and the girls. But you get the boys and girls at Big Piney first on Thursday, and then the wrestlers on Friday and Saturday. And the boys and girls are here with Manila. That will be senior night for the boys and girls, seniors.
The Manila game.
The Manila game on Friday, and then Saturday, as the wrestling tournament continues in Richfield, will be a final regular season game against Tabiona, and that one should be a good one, knowing what the girls and the boys did last time in Tabiona.
Awesome. So we'll be here doing the Manila and Tabiona games. We'll keep you updated throughout the weekend on the wrestlers down at state. So thank you for always tuning in. We will see you next week. The final here, Rich Rebels 71, Wendover